This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Alrighty. Yes, sir. We are ready to rock and roll. Oh, yes. All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. We are ready. It is a Tuesday. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you all are safe out there on a Tuesday. Lots of things to talk about today on the program and plenty of people to talk to out there. So we'll have some fun today here on the show. We got some Dolphins stuff. We got some NFL stuff. to talk about overall. Got some music, got all kinds of things going on today on the show. As always, hope you guys are doing well out there. And of course, you can lock it in on the YouTube channel there. Those of you that are watching, you can chime in on the chat board. You can chime in on the super chat. We got Twitter at Big O Show. We've got what else do we have? The email, as you can see there, Orlando at BigORadioshow.com. So lots of ways to reach out to us and participate on the program. So we've got that going on. We've got Devontae Parker, I guess, involved with Michael Thomas in a brouhaha, I guess, if that's what we're going to call it, as they went back and forth yesterday on IG. And I guess, well, you know what I love about this whole thing with Michael Thomas, and for those of you that don't know, Parker and Thomas, there was an Instagram poll out there Monday night, and it set off Michael Thomas, and it started a war of words, of course. So the NFL on Fox, the Instagram account asked, which is tougher, a catch while guarded by Stephon Gilmore, or B, break up a pass while guarding Michael Thomas? So Parker, as you all know, had a really good season last year. He answered A in the comments in the posts, which didn't sit well with the New Orleans wide receiver. So the New Orleans wide receiver said, for you, yes, go run some numbers up, then you can talk. I lapped you and you've been in the league longer than me, first rounder. Parker then responded, got some hard feelings there, brother. Let me get targeted 300 times a game. Thomas continued and said, in other words, you weak. They don't even put your name in the same sentence as me. Remember that. And you're still not going to do nothing. It took you 6 years and 17 weeks to have a good game. Get the F out of here. Blame your parents, not no QB. Quit crying, bro, Parker told Thomas, including several laugh emojis. So after a few jabs from each receiver, Thomas posted the final words telling Parker, you can't even get a seat at the table. Okay? So we all know Michael Thomas, obviously, as a second rounder, has been way more productive than Devontae Parker as the first rounder. But let me explain to you something that I love about all of this. And this, we can make it all we want about Michael Thomas and Devontae Parker and all of that. I don't care about any of that. I actually care about Devontae Parker growing as a player. And we just watched the guy that carried the most swag probably in the history of the game for a 10-part documentary in Michael Jordan. And part of being a great athlete, part of being great at anything, is having confidence in yourself. You're never going to be that architect you want to be if you don't have confidence in yourself. You're never going to be leading a school and be a school superintendent if you don't have some kind of drive. You know what I'm saying? And so it doesn't matter what you do in life. You've got to have some kind of drive, and you've got to have confidence. Confidence is everything in life. You've got to feel like you can accomplish whatever you set out to do. You got to feel like you can overcome any kind of obstacle that's out there. And Devontae Parker has been a bust. Okay? There's no two ways around it. We can't dodge it. We can't avoid or anything. But what we also can avoid with Devontae Parker is it took him a while, but it looks to me like he's the guy that's finally grown up. It looks to me like he's the guy that finally found that confidence on how to keep his body healthy, how to stay on the field. You know, when you talk about that question and he sees Stephon Gilmore, well, you gotta understand this. So the question that they put up, right, is What's tougher, make a catch guarded by Stephon Gilmore, or B, break up a pass while guarding Michael Thomas? Now, he put A, right? Well, who's in his division? Stephon Gilmore. Who did he completely undress in Week 17? Stephon Gilmore. He was talking smack to Stephon Gilmore. He's talking smack now to DBs. The fact that he's out on Instagram doing this, Devontae Parker has taken that step of, he was kind of an introvert. And he was kind of to himself. And maybe that didn't work well for him, being within himself. Because within himself, he's kind of constantly asking himself those questions, questioning his abilities and all of that. Whereas now he's got the bravado, and now he's going to tell you what he's going to do to you now. Instead of questioning, can I do it? Am I going to be able to get it done? Can I stay healthy? Kind of staying within himself, he has opened up now. And we talked about this last year when he was playing, that we had never seen this kind of Devontae Parker, ever. I don't remember that kind of Devontae Parker. That was cool last year to see the guy that was having success, staying healthy, and then playing confident. And when you can play confident against Stephon Gilmore and you don't care about going back and forth with Michael Thomas, you got confidence in yourself. And whether he can eat at the table or be at the same table with Michael Thomas, or that if he's better than Michael Thomas, look, man, I'm not going to get into those silly-ass arguments. Okay? All I know is it took him a while to figure it out, and I think Devontae Parker has figured it out. I think Devontae Parker has unlocked that beast, and I think that's what we're going to see from here on out. And I think that guy you saw last year is not an aberration. I think the guy you saw last year was the guy finally breaking out of his shell and getting that confidence that he needs in order to succeed. Okay? We could put out a silly-ass poll about who's better and all that. And, it's pretty cool to watch Dolphin fans at least defend Devontae Parker, because this is a guy that a year ago you weren't going to defend. Because a year ago, you're going into a season and the guy had done nothing. And he had been a complete bust. And in fact, people were wondering, why did they bring him back? If Devontae would have been let go before last season, 99.9% of Dolphin fans would have said, good riddance, get out of here. And I'm one of them. And I'm a Devontae Parker guy. I wanted Devontae Parker drafted, but dude, after 4 years of doing nothing, you kind of like say, well, you kind of are what you are now. And he's looked back at all of us and said, no, that's not who I am. This is who I am. And he went out and had one hell of a season last year and played really well against good corners, made key plays in key moments of games. I thought the real pinnacle for him was when he left with that mild concussion and came back the following week and scored 2 touchdowns. That was kind of Devontae Parker breaking through the threshold and saying, yeah, I'm not that guy from the past. I'm not the fragile dude that anything's going to break me down, anything's going to sidetrack me. No. I'm a different cat now. And so that's where, when I saw that exchange with Michael Thomas yesterday, I loved the confidence that Devontae Parker is now, displaying on an everyday basis. The belief he has in himself. And that's the most important thing any of us can have if we're going to succeed at being a parent, at our jobs, at our hobbies, whatever it is that we do in life, if we have no passion and no confidence for it, it's really hard to excel. You might be talented enough to do something, but you're probably not going to excel and be your best at it. Devontae Parker, you saw, was at his best last year because he was finally confident. And that's what you saw up against Michael Thomas yesterday. It's confidence that, all right, yeah, whatever, Michael. Yeah, you're a Pro Bowler for a long time. You've caught 175 balls every single year, but that doesn't make me any less of a player. And that's the way Devontae Parker is looking at it. And I love it. I really do. I thought it was really cool to see that exchange between those two. Not because Michael needs anything. He's there. He's already been there. He's arrived. But I think this is kind of part of the growing process for Devontae Parker. And this year, I tell you guys all the time that any pro player can have a good week, a good month, a good year. It's the guy that can follow it up. And that's what I'm excited about this season, is watching Devontae Parker follow up on last season and give an FU to the world and say, no, dude, I'm here. I'm one of the best in the business. Let me show you I'm one of the best in the business. All right? And to me, that's what stood out, not the silly-ass conversation between Devontae and Michael and all of that. It was more about Devontae for me.
He's growing. He's stepping up. He's, look, I think Michael Thomas, if I'm not mistaken, first 4 years of their career, he's the number one guy.
He's a monster.
I want to say there's no other receiver their first 4 years that have the number of catches.
No.
He is, right now the all-time guy after 4.
Yeah.
But getting to Devontae, if he could do it against Gilmore, is it safe to say Gilmore's so good that he should be able to do it against anybody? Would you put Gilmore there?
Yeah, no, definitely.
He's the benchmark.
I think Devontae played last year like he can do it against anybody, and I think that's what you're seeing. The swag that he's carrying is that he knows he can do it against anybody, and will end up doing it against anybody. That's the way he looks at all of this. So that's why, to me, that's what stands out is his confidence now. He has arrived. And I think he's one of those guys now that every year he's going to look to prove that he's one of the best out there. Like X feels that way already. I think Devontae now feels that way, and he's enthused about going out there and proving people that he belongs in the conversation with Michael Thomas, because that's what that conversation was about. It's kind of sending a message that I'm going to be in the center stage here and answering that Instagram post and putting himself out there. It's because Devontae Parker believes in himself. And now you're seeing the reason why he believes in himself, because he's going out there and he's having success. And I think this year he's going to do it again, man. I think this year it's another one of those 1,200-plus yard years. I think he gets to 10 touchdowns or more. I think he has that kind of Pro Bowl-like season, and he gets to that pinnacle that we were all hoping he would be at. Last year he gave us that taste, that ability was there. It's still there after all the injuries. Now it's, okay, let me show you last year's not a fluke. Let me now establish myself as one of the better receivers in the league, and I think that's what you're going to see.
Are you factoring in Preston Williams and his development? And, because toward the end of the year, he was getting double covered because Preston, it was him pretty much.
That's what I'm saying. That
it's not going to matter. This guy's going to show.
Preston Williams wasn't there at the end of the year. The guy that was undressing Stephon Gilmore without Preston Williams on the field was Devontae Parker. So Devontae Parker was a key person down the stretch of these games. And stepping up against Stephon Gilmore in Week 17 while it's not a big game because it doesn't mean that you got into the playoffs or anything like that, it was a big game for Parker. It was a big game for a lot of young guys. It was a big game because it showed you that you could compete, and you were competing and beating a team that desperately needed that game. Stephon Gilmore desperately needed to stop Devontae Parker, and he could not. Once again, Stephon Gilmore desperately needed to stop Devontae Parker and could not. Confidence, man. That swag that you're seeing from Devontae Parker is so important. You know, sometimes some of us find it annoying when players are overconfident, but there is a rhyme and a reason to it. And if you're not confident, even in the worst moments, it's going to be hard for you to rise above all of that, because then you're going to allow it to bring you down. Those guys that are overconfident, it's a beautiful thing because they have no conscience. And so the bad play that happened to them, dude, that's an aberration. That never happens. You know, that's the way they look at it. Okay? It's like me missing work. It's got to be something that, you know, it's got to be a hospitalization or something. I'm not missing work.
You have a kidney stone and gout combined.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? It's got to be something really, really bad in order to keep me out. That's the kind of stuff that we're talking about. Those kind of people are special. Not that I am, but I'm saying those kind of people, the ones that are able, in the face of adversity, you know, like you saw in the last dance, if it was a loss, Michael was like, we'll be all right. You know, we're going to overcome. And that's what you need, that kind of confidence, that even in adversity, you know you will rise above it. And that's what we saw from Devontae Parker last year. The guy that was rising above all the adversity, the doubt from us fans and media members and teammates and coaches and front office executives. Everybody pretty much said, I don't know if he'll ever get it done.
And warranted.
And then, yeah, of course. And then the injuries, that he's had a plethora of injuries. And yet he overcame all of that. And he found the confidence to go out there and perform at the highest level. So to me, that's what stood out in that exchange with Michael Thomas. And I think it was phenomenal.
So really the continue of the turning of the corner, this is still on the upswing. This guy is a different guy.
Yeah, it's a different guy completely. And you're going to see it this year. You're going to see year 2 of Devontae Parker having, you know, becoming a Pro Bowl type player. 786-322-1105 on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. As always, let's do a little roll call here. Matthew Walker in the house, Alex Diaz, Ian from Brooklyn, Drew Bow, Play Action 7, Julius 305. Let's see. Big O turned into the invisible Big O. Oh, I see. Because I wasn't sitting in the seat. I get it at the beginning. Yo, Big O, did you hear that bitch? Oh, yes. I got the Michael Thomas. Yes. King Short, Bromar Smelly, Alex Opelia says Ed Oliver from the Bills got arrested on DWI and weapons charges. Yes, sir. We talked about it yesterday, Alex. We talked about several players getting arrested in one segment. Ian from Brooklyn, Myron is in the house, says, what's up, everyone? Oh, I hope sports coming back doesn't make a mistake if its second wave of COVID hits them. Well, Myron, we have to take chances at one point. We have to move forward, and we have to try to get things going. So we can't keep everybody at home forever. I mean, you know, people are going broke, and they owe everything. And, you know, listen, I don't agree with everything that Trump does or say. But one of the things that he has said in the past, and he's right, is that, you know, you keep people at home long enough, it's going to create other problems. And he's right. And when you start creating all these financial problems, then you start creating desperation and crime and suicide and all kinds of other things. So at one point or another, we just can't sit in our homes and wait for the vaccine. It may never come. They may never figure out the right vaccine. It may have side effects, and it may take 3, 4, 5 years. You never know. I hope it does take a year to 2, like they say on average. Would be nice. But if they don't, so we have to do the social distancing. We have to wear our masks. We have to be a lot smarter now to try to get things moving in the right direction at least. You know, the good thing about this pandemic, if there's a way I can find a positive out of all of this, is maybe our habits change now and we, limit COVID. But not only do we limit COVID, we limit the flu and we limit any other type of transmittable viruses because we're doing less contact and we're creating less environments for that to happen. So hopefully this will help us. Maybe less people will die also from the flu because more people will be responsible. And, the handshaking and all that other stuff, we got to adjust. But at one point or another, we have to try to move forward, in a responsible fashion. And I know not everybody's going to be responsible. I get it. But overall, we've been pretty good, man. We've been pretty good, okay? Overall, most of us stay at home. Overall, most of us help really, get that curve going like they wanted. So I think overall we did a pretty good job. But we've got to do something. And, hopefully the second wave is not as bad. Alex Diaz is in the house. Gus 1388. All of these boys and girls are in the house. Super Boom Shack. Let's see, what else do we have here? Anthony says, I just find it unnecessary. Devontae Parker has never guarded Michael Thomas, but he has gone against Gilmore twice a year. Of course he's going to vote Gilmore. Thomas is too sensitive. Oh, yeah. But I love the swag that Devontae has. Devontae's not going to back down anymore. I like it. Angel Pena says, next year's draft will focus on skill players for Tua. I'm sure they'll do something like that. Duck Dog 11-4 says, Jersey checking in with Big O. Awesome shirt. Foos rock. Thank you. A little Foo Fighters today we're sporting on it. Thank you from Jersey. Good morning, O and Bill and everybody. Michael Thomas just stated facts, but he should have stayed quiet. I know why Parker chose Gilmore, because he's a wide receiver, of course. And he's in the division, and so you give him a little respect while you toast his ass, next year. Once I got into it with Parker on Instagram, I remember the exact time when Grant got his contract, and I go to him, I wish that was you. It was hilarious. Alex Diaz says, I wonder if Landry or Stills had something to do with his problems besides injuries, because if you watched the Houston game 2 years ago, you saw a talent. Also last year, he came out of it. Nah, had nothing to do with those guys. It's all on him. Devontae has nobody to blame but himself for his slow start to his career. There's no pointing fingers, man. You don't make excuses. You go, Thomas, appreciate all of you out there keeping it locked. Ray is in the house. Hello, everyone. And if you are new, welcome to the Top Notch Sports Show in Florida. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate you. Call of Duty 1, Jesse in Minneapolis, Dougie Fresh, Fred Soros, Michigan is in the house, Pat in Asheville. My view on players, show me 2 years in a row, and I'll believe it. Exactly. That's the way to look at it. No doubt. Mark McIntyre says everyone stay at home. May bring the return of Bonnie and Clyde. Omar Lopez says, what's up, Big O? Manny Maching says, very few doctors on TV don't tell us to strengthen our immune systems. Vitamins, eat right, sunlight, but take vaccines and drugs. Why? It's a good point. I know I do all of that, what you're talking about, Manny. Vitamins and everything else to strengthen your immune system, I do it all the time. I take my Nature B. I do all of that stuff. So I am with you, my man, on that. Trying to strengthen your. I take after I brush my teeth at night to go to sleep, I have this spray. It's damn it, what's the name of that stuff? Anyway, I shoot it in the back of my mouth, under my tongue, and it's a zinc. It's a zinc spray, and so it's kind of like direct to kind of give you a boost before you go to sleep at night. So yeah, I do all of that kind of stuff myself to try to boost the immune system. You got to do it, man. Got to do it. So yeah. So appreciate all of you chiming in there on the YouTube chat board. Of course, you can chime in on Twitter at Big O Show. Remember, you can reach out to us on email at orlando@bigoradioshow.com. That is the email to always use to the website. Got all kinds of things to talk about here. Some sad stuff. Got some basketball stuff. I got some football stuff that I want to expand on. Talk about a couple things going on MLB-wise, too. College sports also. Something interesting developing in college sports that I think is going to affect everybody that I want to get into. Some music stuff, too, also. As always, if we can weave in a little music talk, you know we're always going to weave that in. Toyota of Hollywood, a proud sponsor of our program, will be there on Thursday, broadcasting live at 1841 North State Road 7, the #1 volume sales dealership when it comes to Toyotas in the Southeast now, 6 years in a row, folks. Over 1,500 cars and trucks, over 400,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility, a sales staff that is just absolutely awesome, man. Whether it's Joel Rubio, whether it's Steve Ostrov, Herbie Lopez, Gary Thompson, Rick, Eddie, I could just go on and on and on and talk about all the great ladies and all the men out there that are ready to take care of you. Remember, you can purchase online too. You can call, purchase your car by phone, online, and they can deliver it to your home. So if you don't want to go to the dealership and deal with people and all that stuff, and you don't want to wait a couple of hours, because obviously it takes a couple of hours for all the paperwork and everything, well, guess what? You can do it from your house. So check it out for yourself. 1841 North State Road 7. You can call them. Check it out on the website, Toyota of Hollywood.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
On the accidentlawfirm.com text line 786-322-1105. Big O, love your show, man. A texter yesterday wrote in saying that Marino went 8-8 his first year. The Dolphins went 12-4 in 83 and lost in the first round to the Seahawks. That guy was great from the get-go. Yes, Marino was amazing. Oh, look out. We got ourselves a super chat. Yes, sir. Super chat. What? Super chat.
No way.
Yes way. No way. Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super chat. Thank you, Drewbo. Thank you very much. We got the drops. We got our own siren and everything going on. See, there you go. So we fired it off there every time we got our super chat going on top of the Eiffel Tower. We added a couple things. If you look back there, there's a couple of extras back there. Okay? What is new back there? To my left, your right.
Cats, brother, cats.
Yeah. So I figured if we put a
little Stanley C.
Stanley C. But there's more. There's more back there. There's a lot more back there. I added several things back there. So don't be quiet. Don't let the people in the damn thing, because he hasn't even noticed it either. Now is when he notices it. He didn't even see the siren or anything. That's all new. But there you go, Drewbo. Thank you chiming in on the super chat. Appreciate you. Fire it off. There we go. All right. It's got a horn, too. But you can't hear the horn. It's the Panther horn.
Goal.
Yes. Paul in Connecticut says Parker's going to be a monster with Tua. Parker's going to be a monster, period. With Fitz and with Tua. He's going to be a hell of a player, man. So, yeah. No doubt about that. So, thank you, Drewbo. Appreciate you chiming in on the super chat as always. You guys are absolutely amazing as always, supporting the program in many different ways. Anyway, you want to get in, as you know, on the accidentlawfirm.com text line 786-322-1105, on email orlando@bigoradioshow.com. Let's see. Duck Dog 1104 found the Jay Fiedler bobblehead. That's right. Nice job by you. You guys are pointing out on the bobbleheads. Exactly. The Sebastian is there. So we got Sebastian next to Jay Fiedler. Figured I'd, whip out some extra stuff out there. It's kind of I don't know if you guys can. I don't know. Yeah, it'll be hard. But there's a couple of other things there if you can notice them. I don't know. There's two more, okay? One's really hard to find, and then the other one is, it's pretty visible, but it's, you got to be able to find it. So there you go. There's one more There's one other thing that I want you guys to see if you can notice it back there, because I put it, and I wanted to see if people would be able to even notice it, okay? Because I know most people on average are not going to notice it, but now that I told you, you're going to look and try to find out, what the hell am I talking about, okay? All right?
Is that like that picture you've seen where the girl's doing a video with her boyfriend, whatever, Skype, and there's a guy that's between the headboard and the bed? Have you ever seen that shot? And it's like, the guy went back and looked, and he sees there's this guy hiding under the bed.
That was me. No, I'm serious. That was me. So I'm 15 years old, and I sneak into my girlfriend's house all the time at night. So one day, we get brave, and they go out, and they left her alone during the day. So they were supposed to be gone for several hours. So she says, come on over. We can hang out while they're gone. So they're gone. I go over. I had to park my car like 2 blocks away and then walk over, right, and sneak in. So they get home earlier, way earlier than expected. Typical, right? So I'm scrambling. House has gates. Hey, it's typical Cuban house back in the day. Rejas everywhere. So I'm trapped like a rat. So I'm in her room, right, under her bed. Her mom must have gotten that woman's intuition thing. And so I'm under the bed, and my head is up against the wall, and I can look up, and I can see through the headboard and look up, right? So my girlfriend is on her bed, right? And she's like, acting like she's studying, whatever. So the old lady leans over to give her a kiss. And as she leans over to give her a kiss, I kind of see the beginning of her hair. Because Cuban ladies, again, they all dress like the B-52s. You know what I'm saying? They got that mop, and it's all hairsprayed, and that thing is 800 feet long, so it's warning you. And I swear to you, I saw more and more hair, and I go, oh, my God. And I tilted my head down so I can hide from the view. And I got the feeling like she looked down to see if there was somebody there. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't, and she walked out and whatever, and, I ended up getting away with it. But it was just one of those moments that when you mention that, I think of that moment when I was sneaking into the house.
You have your own visual. You don't need a picture.
Yeah.
Social media assistance.
By the way, I could not leave the house till the middle of the night when they were asleep. So I switched between the bed and her closet to hide. Okay? All right? She got me in one corner and threw all kinds of crap on top of me. Man, the things you do to get laid at 15. All right, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. Let's go. We got another super chat. Gus, 1388.
I know that, dude. Where'd you get this?
Super chat. Fire it off.
Gnarly.
Awesome! Totally awesome!
Thank you, Gus. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, as always, chiming in on the super chat. Yes. So I remember that day. Those are days that I never will forget. I guess Big O's a cat burglar. Yeah, I was. In my prior life, I probably could have done a little cat burglaring. Probably. Matthew Walker goes, story time. Dolphin helmet, blue mic. Oh no, but that's the other mic in the studio. No, that's always here. See? That's always here. That's just another mic that we have in the studio. That's all. That's not an addition. Let me see if anybody has gotten it, by the way. Lion's head. Well, no, that's Stanley C. Panther, but yes, you're right. Bobbleheads, you guys got it. The MLS banners were already there for a while.
He's actually standing on Spider-Man's head.
Yeah. Oh, Myron says, did you find the book? You know what, Myron, I didn't even look for the book. I got to go downstairs to go get the book. Ibis, yes, that's the bobblehead, yes. What else? Bobbleheads, Jay Fiedler, the lion that ate Carol Baskin's husband. Nice. Star Wars figures. Oh, okay, you guys can see that. Oh, yeah. But I've already shown you that. I have the TIE fighters and an X-Wing fighter, and I have a giant Millennium Falcon. That's not the additions. Okay? Those have been there for a while. It's just Bill put a wider shot today than normal. You normally don't even see the mic. Normally it's like right where, what we added was the Dolphin helmet. That Dolphin helmet is new there. That one's signed, by the way, by Dwight Stevenson. That helmet there. Let's see. What else do we have here? Big O creeping, LOL. Yeah, that was a 15-year-old creep. Where's Sergei Bobrovsky's bobblehead? He probably hasn't earned one yet. No, yeah. I don't know if I would put a Bobrovsky bobblehead here. The Rush lunchbox is old, man. Come on. That's been there for a while. Doug and Victoria gave me that. I hid in a few closets in my time, Ian says, LOL. What else do you have? You got to be at least 25% Latino. That's what Black Betty says. Now, Black Betty, so is that Black Betty like, is that like another lady listening? Or did you just name yourself Black Betty for something else? I'm just wondering, because now that joins, of course, Lisa, right? Lakeisha, Alexa. Who else? Am I missing? So I always want to know if the ladies are in the house. Ladies should always chime in. Omar Lopez says Najee Davenport. Oh, the crap master. Definitely. The blue banner. Oh, no, the Panther banner. I added that about 2 weeks ago. I added that. You put the tower on top of the box. Yes, I did. Yes, we did put the tower on top of the box. Right? What else? What else do you see besides the tower? What else do you see? Is there anything else? One guy's asking me, do I have an Obama bobblehead? No Obama and no Trump. Okay? All right. Anthony says, hoping everyone is safe and healthy. How lucky are we that we get to enjoy Finn's football talk and have another day to live, man? Things could be worse. Finn's up. I'm with you, my brother. Way to go. Black Betty says, I am in the closet. I'm aboriginal, a native. I'm a lady. Oh, we got another lady in the house. All right, Black Betty. All right. I like it. Way to go, Black Betty. Nice. EM88 says, I'm a girl, ha. Really? Is that true, EM88? Now, are you making because EM88 has chimed in on the super chat. What? Super chat.
No way.
Yes way. No way. Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super chat. So several ladies chiming in the house. I like it. Marino and Kozar magazine. Well, no, Ray, that's been there forever. That's been there. That's one of the first things I put up in this studio, actually. So, no, that's not. It's going to be really hard. Your Greta hat. Well, yeah, but that's that part of it, okay? Siren time. There we go. Anyway, I think it's hard to notice it. I probably should tell you already, right?
Is the camera set for them to be able to see it? Can they see it? Because, sometimes what I see is not.
It's really hard to see it, man. I kind of put it there to see if anybody would notice it. Is it that minuscule? Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's
and it's also, disguised.
In a way, it's not. You have to look closely to try to find what I'm talking about.
I think I see what it is.
Huh?
I think I see what it is.
You do?
Yeah, because it's kind of really like when they wear white in snow. What is ink? Camouflaged. It's camouflaged.
Okay.
Big time.
Okay.
Is that right?
I don't know. You haven't told me. Write it there. Tell me what it is. See if you've noticed it. Because it's funny because you would definitely no, but that's good. Nobody's mentioned that one. That's two things. Nobody's mentioned that one. So there's two things that people haven't noticed that I added back there. Again, not easy to find. Okay?
Wait, when you're playing this game, what you have to do is get it on your phone, take a snapshot of the screen, and then blow it up so you can look at every little intricate detail.
Yeah. Yeah, that may be.
So give them a chance.
Yeah, that may be it. Let's see. When are you going to go back to Caneswear? Well, they're not open yet. So, yeah, once they start opening again, we'll go back to Caneswear. Okay? The Dan Marino and what looks like Bernie Kosar. Nope, that's not it. It's the light by the tower. Well, yeah, no, we added the siren for sure. That's a new thing for our super chat. It is the soundproofing foam on the walls. Yeah, no, that was added 15 years ago when we moved in, and I created this room into a studio. The police strobe light. That's new, you're right, but that was already mentioned. It's two things that have not been mentioned by anybody. Big O, speaking of Black Betty, do you think they can make that song today? It rocks. Oh, Black Betty? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a great song, dude. What's the name of that band that sings it? Because they're like a one-hit wonder. Black Betty. Oh, man. I'm trying to remember the name of that band. Go ahead. Ruin it for me. Tell me. Cheat. Who is it? Who sings Black Betty? Added the Tigers and the Black Banners. No, I added the Tiger. You're right. I added Stanley C. Panther. Yeah, everybody's already noticed that. The bobbleheads, all that.
I'll give you a clue.
What?
They were St. Louis, now they're L.A.
They were St. Louis, and now they're L.A. I don't know.
The first word, they were St. Louis, now they're L.A.
I don't know.
Two words that rhyme. First letter, first word, R.
Ram Jam. There you go.
Bada bing.
Well, Mike No Go Zones put it in there. That's it, Ram Jam. Thanks, Mike No Go.
Way to go, Mike.
And Raging Dolphin Maniac came in, and Ray Grulon also put Ram Jam. He actually put it for. No, Super Boom Shack put it in there also first. Yes. All right, I'm going to give it away already because, we're not going to make the whole show and talk about it. All right, so you'll notice classic Marlins helmet.
That's why I said, camouflage, because that black inside the black cabinet, it's totally camouflaged.
There's a Darth Vader inside the Eiffel Tower. If you can see it there. See where my finger's pointed? You see that little black head? It's really hard to notice unless, again, I think Bill is right. You're going to have to, take a picture, but there's a little Darth Vader that I put under the Eiffel Tower. Kind of add a little spice to it all. So there you go. Those are the things. We added, obviously, the Dwight Stevenson helmet. Okay, we added the Stanley C. Panther. We added the light. So if there's a super chat, that goes on. We moved Jose Fernandez to be part of the foundation. We raised the Eiffel Tower a little taller. And then we brought out the Sebastian, the Ibis bobblehead. And I had a Jay Fiedler bobblehead. I figured I gotta bring out my boy Jay and display it a little bit and have some fun with it. So there you go.
Have to snap a shot and literally blow up a little every inch, man.
All right. So there you go. So I figured I'd add a little flavor and put the Darth Vader in there. I doubt anybody was going to notice it. It would take forever for somebody to notice, hey, is that a Darth Vader back there somewhere? But I figured I'd add a little more flavor to a lot of the stuff going on.
I mean, the Marlins hat, the way that whole black background, the only thing you see is that killer first year F with the Marlin behind. I love that.
Of course,
I
it's
don't
a real
know
logo.
Why they don't bring that logo
That logo is
back.
awesome. That logo's amazing, dude. That logo is absolutely amazing. Got to get a D Wade bobblehead. All right, I've never been given a D Wade bobblehead. Did they make one, by the way? I don't even know, or did they not make one, but they sell them in the pro shop? Is that what it is? Because I don't even remember a D Wade bobblehead giveaway. They probably had one, but I don't even remember when they had it. So there you go. Radically says, wasn't Black Betty a booby trap explosive in Vietnam? I'm not sure, dude. I wasn't in Vietnam. I don't know. Alan C. says, laughing my ass off. There's no way we could have seen it, Big O. I figured that, right? I figured that it was tough to see. Turn on the Vader lightsaber so we can see him. I wish we could. I think he has like a little tiny lightsaber, but he doesn't, I don't even think you can see the lightsaber from there. I think the lightsaber's under the box already at that point, because all you can see is like his head. Because it's one of those miniature, big-headed type of dolls. So it's all Darth Vader's head and then like a tiny little body that is under it. So there you go. The studio looks good. We got to get you a wide-angle lens so we can see Bill too. Not saying you're fat, Bill. No, it's not. It's not a matter that he's fat. It's just, he's ugly, so we don't want to show him. That's all it is.
Thanks, all. Appreciate that, brother.
That's all. We want to save your camera. It's bad enough you got to deal with me. Then you got to deal with me and Bill, and that's just that's a double whammy. You don't really want that. Okay?
No camera cracks here.
Pat in Asheville says that was a bouncing Betty in Nam. Okay, now we're getting Nam conversations here. Oh, can you imagine all of your fans here smiling? What a relief of a show. Well, I appreciate all of you for tuning in as always and supporting us here on the program, man. It means the world. It really does. And I figure we'd have a little fun, kind of dressing up the background and giving more stuff out there. I mean, Lord knows, man, there are some people that have they do their stand-ups and they've got nothing back there. Like there's no character or nothing behind there. Come on, man. Add a little something. Make it, make it fun for people back there. So that way they can kind of entertain themselves with some of that stuff over there. Big O, I was wrong. The 83 Dolphins, 12-4. Your follower was correct. I was in the Army then, Fort Lewis, Washington. Okay. No problem. Don't worry about it. Expanding the Rooney Rule. So I don't know if you guys saw this, and we talked about it yesterday, that a lot of people are talking about that new rule about giving incentives if you hire minority coaches. And looking at all of this, when you talk about this Rooney Rule stuff, to me, it's a slap in the face to minorities. It's an embarrassing rule for the league. So Tony Dungy was asked about the rule and how he's not a fan of it personally. He was actually asked about the rule and he doesn't feel, which I've got to agree with him here on this. He doesn't feel it puts them in the right light. And I'm talking about minorities, which I would have to agree with him because it's not an incentive that really is attractive for this league, is attractive for the owners, is something that is going to help minorities. In fact, people might view it like, well, you got the job because of an incentive. And I don't think minorities even want that. I don't think they want anything to do with this rule whatsoever. I don't know if it's going to be implemented or not. Maybe with all of the criticism that's being handed to them, they are, you know what I mean? Maybe they're going to say, you know what, this is something we need to stay away from. We need to find another way to entice people. And here's my problem with all of this. Why should we try to entice anybody? What we should do is learn to be open and go find the best candidate. Because Washington was hiring coaches and they went after Ron Rivera because he's an excellent candidate. He did a really good job in Carolina overall. Considering everything that was going on, he did a damn good job in Carolina. Not because he's a minority, not because he's an ex-player. It's because he's qualified. And the problem is that the minority doesn't get that nod till way down the line. Way down the line is when they finally say, you know what? Let's give the minority an opportunity. And that's why Chris Grier will get passed up over and over and over again, and then eventually gets the job, but years later after he was supposed to get it. And that doesn't put your league in a good light. And by putting out this like cheesy rule, this is not going to entice teams to hire minorities. And it's also going to look bad for them too, because now they're going to look like, well, did you hire the best person, or did you hire it because you wanted to go with the league rule and take advantage of the compensation, and that you're doing it as a novelty almost. That's why I like what the Dolphins have done, because Stephen Ross finally came to his senses and hired somebody that was qualified for the damn job. And then not only did he hire somebody that was qualified for the job, he then said, I'm getting out of your way. I am not going to tell you what to do. You're going to hire whoever you think is the right person to hire. And that's exactly what's gone on. And that's the way it should be. Like I told you yesterday, what the league needs to do is use the Dolphins and Stephen Ross as an example. And maybe what you need to do is maybe you need to educate owners around the league. Maybe you need to have a meeting with the owners. At an owners meeting, you take an hour where you go over some of the best candidates. The Nflpa, along with NFL executives, not the owners, the executives, the people with the commissioner and all that, they get together and maybe even with agents, because the agents that represent coaches, and you talk about the best candidates that are available. And you have an hour-long session with the entire league, with all 32 owners, and you talk about some of the best candidates and why this guy and what he's done, and he's been here for 10 years, and look what his defense, and look what his offense, and look what his special teams have done, and all those kind of things. And maybe what you do is you have a session every year during an owner's meeting where you enlighten them about the best young candidates out there. And maybe that's the way you do things. What you have to do is educate people. You know, that's how we limit anything in life, is by education. Teaching people what happens when you speed, this is what happens. When you do these drugs, this is what's going to happen to you. If you do this, this is what's going to, that kind of stuff. You do that, and I think you get a lot farther than trying to come up with some fake-ass incentive that really isn't motivating. It's insulting more than it is motivating. And when people like Tony Dungy aren't fans of it, then he represents exactly what you're trying to accomplish. He represents exactly what you need to use as an example, along with Mike Tomlin, along with Ozzie Newsome. And if Chris Grier has success down the line, then you use Chris Grier. And you can use Ron Rivera because he's had success.
You know what I think about Dungy, the type of person he is? Mm-hmm. Reserved, very calm demeanor. He's not the kind of guy that would get upset. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the fact that he is offended by this, you know what I mean? He's not that kind of a guy.
Right.
Yeah. So him indicting this shows how bad it is, because he's not the kind of guy to say anything like this.
No,
you know? He's very reserved.
He said the Rooney Rule does not force someone or cannot mandate that someone gets hired. All right. I'm sorry. That's what Troy Vincent said. Many will say that it's not a number just because of a number of men of color that play. There should be a certain number of head coaches or general managers or presidents, added Vincent, who is black. Team presidents and other top-level executives' posts are being addressed with these changes. We've got to look at the entire landscape, Vincent said. We should be looking at diversity among all disciplines in our sport. And that's and Dungy says, what I think has happened is that people have said, let me interview a minority candidate to satisfy the rule. And then I can get on with this hiring process or hire who I want. The whole point, it was to slow down the process. Take your time. Get the best candidates. Make a decision. There's so much pressure now on all of them to do it quickly. Get the number one candidate. Put together a staff. Nobody wants to take the time. That is the major problem. You get people interviewed who may not fit what the team may be looking for. And by the way, not everybody fits. Black or white or Hispanic or Asian or whatever. One coach might be more offensive. One coach might be more defensive. Has nothing to do with whether they're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. Right? That's really what it's all about. Most of the time. But the problem is, what ends up coming through is you never hire the minority. And then that creates a problem. You know what I'm saying?
The one thing I do like that what he said, because of the hiring, and you have to interview like that. They're just doing it for semantics.
Right.
Like, okay, we met the criteria, move on.
Let's go.
And that's unacceptable.
Let's go through the motions.
Right.
And when people like Dungy and Troy Vincent aren't necessarily on board, it's because they know it's not really going to help you in the end. And I think this rule does, what it does is it insults people more than anything else. We got another super chat. Yes. All right. Thank you.
I know that, dude. Where'd you get this?
Super chat.
Oh, gnarly. Awesome. Totally awesome.
My man Mace Taggart, a.k.a. Ty in the Bronx, says, love you and Bill, of course, the GOAT. I don't know if we're the GOAT, but we appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ty. Thank you for chiming in on the super chat. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you all for chiming in. Oh, you are crazy. Who the hell would see the Vader in the Marlins helmet? Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably
like
right.
I said, man, you did a little bit too much camouflage there.
I mean, you can see the Marlin helmet because you can see the F.
Yeah, but that's, you know how, like I said, man, it totally blends in with the background.
Yeah.
And with the box next to it, those letters, I mean, that thing looks like the lightning bolt up on the box, right? It pops out a little bit more with the red background, yes.
Yeah.
Nice job by you there, sir. I mean, you do want them to see the classic, awesome old Marlins logo. You should put that right up in front of the camera, man. That thing is good. I don't know why they don't go back to that logo. That is so awesome.
The new logo they came up with, they did a nice job with it. So I guess they wanted their own imprint on the whole thing.
Tell me how anything they've done is better than that.
This is a radio.
Oh, what?
This is. Yeah, it's a radio.
Where did you get that?
It's I don't know, man. They gave it away a long time ago, dude.
They gave it away, like leaving the game? Here, have a Marlins helmet radio?
Yeah, it's a little radio.
The Marlins were like that? What year was that?
I don't know.
Maybe 90. Well, with the logo, it's got to be 93, 94, right? 95. Yeah, because 94 was the strike.
There you go. Let me see if there's a year here.
Sponsored by, I see, our
Geico.
Insurance company. Yeah.
Yep, Geico. Got it. Geico, you got a free plug. Let's see here. I don't have any. There's no date here or anything on this.
You got a gecko in their box?
No, but it's actually a nice little lanyard that came with it. See? It's actually a nice lanyard.
That's got to be the first 3 years, right?
I have no idea. This is
Just
old.
based on the logo.
Yeah,
I would say the first 3.
This is old. No, this might be a Loria time because I think Loria is the one that did the silver on the Marlins, actually. So this might be during Loria's tenure. Oh, here it is. Marlins mini helmet from Geico. Made in China. Printed in China, at least, this thing. This is way before COVID, so I'm safe. You know? And it has, like, the radio coverage for Florida and all of that. Yeah, but there's no year or nothing. Does anybody know what year this helmet was given? Because maybe there's a freak out there that kind of, like, remembers this.
One of those hardcore season ticket holders that collects every giveaway. I mean, whenever I go, you always.
Yeah.
One of the cool here for us when we were at Chavez, walking out of the Dodgers, we got those coasters, and it was like, man, these are real deal.
Yeah. Nice little memory too that you were there. Big O, you're the GOAT for sure. Bill, up and coming for sure. Let's give Bill Rookie Producer of the Year. Keep up the great work, fellas. There you go. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Yes, we're trying.
Anthony says, if I'm not mistaken, Greer took his time hiring Flores. I remember everyone else was hiring coaches, and the Dolphins were still waiting to see Flores coach in the Super Bowl. Exactly. Yep. Are you podcasting from Tour Crib? Or you mean your crib? Yes, I am on my. Yes, I'm at my crib. Yes, this is my studio. Yes. Oh, hiring people of color in leadership roles gives young people a representation. It's like, hey, I can now see myself being a GM one day too. Exactly.
Excellent point.
I'm with you 1,000% on that, man. For sure. And we've got to get to that point, man. And you got to give people.
There's too many qualified people that don't have had jobs for a brief,
right?
And got fired. Like, seriously, come on.
Yeah, you got to do the right thing. When you got people like Dungy and Troy Vincent aren't on board, and that's kind of your, that's leadership part of your league. Those are people that you should be leaning on. In fact, when you came up with that rule, you should have brought in Tony Dungy and Ozzie Newsome and Troy Vincent and Mike Tomlin. You should have asked them, hey, what do you guys think about this? And then they probably would have told you this isn't a good idea. And like I told you yesterday, we have a problem in our country that a lot of people, they want to surround themselves with yes men. And they don't want somebody telling them the truth. And sometimes that's the beauty of friends. That's the beauty of family members. They're going to be brutally honest with you because they care. The people that are there because they got to use you for something, they don't really care. They just care about the ride that they're on at the moment, but they don't really care about you.
All of AB's buddies.
Right, exactly. That's part of the reason, AB is a guy that surrounds himself with yes men. And then this is what happens when you surround yourself with yes men. I mean, the dude running the country, if you don't agree with him, he boots your ass out. I mean, he doesn't waste any time. He doesn't want a different opinion. He doesn't want, and that's the healthiest thing that you can have is difference of opinions. So that way you can get a different point of view, and then you can look at it and say, all right, what are the positives and negatives here? Maybe that works for me. Maybe it doesn't. But it's always good to have a different point of view there. And that's what I'm seeing with NFL owners. They don't have enough people around them that are telling them, stupid idea. This is wrong. This is insulting. And they're like, whoa, what do you mean? Well, let me tell you, as a black man, this, and this, and this. And then you're like sitting there like, oh, okay. It's not like you got a bunch of black owners there. They're all white. So they all kind of think alike. They're all old and white. They're all from the same era. That's a problem. You need to have diversity, man. Okay? That way you have people from all walks of life. Nobody can tell you what an Asian person goes through unless you're Asian. You don't know about anti-Semitism if you're not Jewish. There's a lot of people who walk around going, oh, there's no anti-Semitism. Please, Jewish people got it great. And Jewish people deal with anti-Semitism every freaking day. But you don't know that because you're not Jewish. And if you're not gay, you're not going to know what it's like to be looked at weird every single day because somebody notices what your sexual orientation is. If you're limited in intelligence, and you're intelligent enough at least to know that you're limited in intelligence, you see people making fun of you all the time. And you don't know that unless you live it, man. And everything's at a different level. I get it. But my point is, that's the beauty of having and surrounding yourself with different people, with different points of view, because then you will learn something. Okay? If you don't have a Jewish friend, well, one day you do. Maybe sit down with him or her and find out. You don't have a black friend? Do it. One day, sit down and find out. Or, better yet, go out and experience it yourself, because you'll see them go through it personally. You know, it's good to have people coming at you from different, and that's what the owners need right now. They have no diversity in the NFL, man. They don't work hard for it. The NBA strives for diversity. Like, they do everything and anything possible to strive for diversity, to be accepting of everything. And they're always first in all of this. There's a reason. And the NFL owners they got to figure it out. All right, let's take a break because we're way late already here. We'll come back on the other side. We do want to remind you that Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines, the finest Acura dealership on the planet, baby. Yes, sir. At 15601 Pines Boulevard. And right now, 2020 models, listen to this. The ILX is $239. The TLX is $279. The RDX $379. The MDX $409. Only $29.99 do it signing plus tax tag and registration, folks. Tell them that Big O sent you, and I promise you they're going to take care of you, man, at the finest dealership, man. And they got a service center that is second to none. So if you own or lease an Acura, get on down there. Go see Jordan Ferber. Go see Mike Chan. Man, tell Larry Schlossberg and all the great people out there that Big O sent you. And trust me, they're going to take care of you at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com. A travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show.
righty, we back. So I'm looking at the chat board, right? And there's one cat there called Pete Martinez. Pete, welcome aboard, my brother. And Pete, one of the things that we'll try to do here on this show is inform, especially the misinformed. And I always wonder from some of you, where do you get your information? I mean, like Pete Martinez, Greer also hired the quarterback whisperer, saying Gase. No, he didn't. Tannenbaum and Ross hired him. Greer's never done any kind of hiring until Flores. That was the first time he hired somebody. Where some of you, and I get it, man, in today's world, people just invent stuff. And that's what seems to happen. Like Pete there, just inventing shit. You know what I mean? It's just, let's invent a bunch of crap. And that's it. You know, I'll believe it. I just keep saying it every day. And that's it. You know, let's blame Chris Greer for everything. He drafted Devontae Parker, and he brought on Adam Gase, and anything, you name it. Every mistake that's been made the last 15 years, it was all by Chris Greer. That's why they hired him. Of course. It really is amazing to me how some of you out there, I don't know where you get your info. Somehow or another, you think that was like a good idea. Radically says, one thing I have learned in my lack of racism is a weakness. It leaves me open to attack by other people that are racist, no matter what race they are. No one will help you when you are targeted. That's right. That's right. You are correct. Oh, hiring people of color in leadership roles gives young people a representation. Oh, I read that one. That's right. Dougie Fresh. You are correct. 1,000% right on that. Big O, will we ever see women head coach or coordinators? If so, how do you think the players would react to a woman being the boss? Troy, can they make them win? That's how they're going to react. If the woman teaches the man what to do, and that man hits his incentives, and that man wins games, that's all they care about. Whether you're a man or a woman, players, once they see you're not making them better and you're not helping them hit their incentives, they're done with you, bro. That's all. So it doesn't matter if you're a male, you're a female, you're gay, whatever. If you can't teach them how to have success and everything you're teaching them is failing, that's when they tune your ass out. So the only way a woman succeeds, just like any man, is if you can actually have success. Okay? And that's it. That's what it would take. Now, Troy, let's also be honest. We're talking about football here. Oh, my God. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever see a female head coach in the NFL during my lifetime. I mean, not that I have a lot left. I'm 53. I don't know what I have left in my life, but whatever it is, 10, 20 years, 30 years, I doubt even I get to 30, but whatever. I don't think so. I could see basketball having a female head coach. That I can see in the next 20 years. I can never see it in football. No. I mean, in 2020, we have to come up with incentives to hire minorities. We can vote in a black president, but the NFL struggles to hire black head coaches and general managers. The entire country has moved forward faster than the NFL. How about that one? I just thought about that right now. And that's 1,000% right. The country is way more progressive than the NFL. Tell me that's not a crazy ass thing to say. So, can a woman do it? Of course. Women can do anything. It's just, will they be given the opportunity? Like blacks, like gays, like all kinds of minorities. Same thing, man. So what can I tell? Ty in the Bronx. Another one. Another super chat. I love it. What? Super chat.
No way.
Yes way. No way. Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super chat. Thank you, Ty. He says, Big O and Bill, keep preaching the gospel. We will try, my brother. Thank you again for chiming in on the super chat. But no, seriously, I mean, that tells you how far the country is compared to the league. It's crazy. NorCal says 49ers have a female on their coaching staff. Can't remember her title. If you're a winner, you'll succeed. Exactly. I know that she's she's part of the passing offense or something like that. She does that computer commercial for Windows or whatever. And so, yeah, I forgot her name, but I know that she's there. She's an assistant coach. Yeah, no doubt. But we're way behind when it comes to football. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take quite a bit. Could one argue that Pellegrino and RC in the 305 were racist because they blamed Greer for the Dolphins, yet all the white GMs above him the last 20 years? Nah. Those guys were just misinformed. I'm not going to go with the racist crap. Okay? I mean, Pellegrino's probably about one of the most misinformed listeners I've ever seen in my 30 years. Like, he's the guy that says, like, all the wacky stuff and then creates all kinds of stuff and then believes it. Not that he got any facts from anywhere. He just invented facts. And then he just says them enough to, force himself to believe it. So, yeah, that's kind of what it is. I'm not going to go with the racist thing. I'll just go with ridiculous.
Should I tell you what those type of people are?
I don't know.
People that create their own reality and believe what they say, those are sociopaths.
Okay. All right. There you go. So now you got it. Now you got the complete breakdown there by Bill. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always, because that, as you all know, is a 24-hour talk show. I was telling you about something that's kind of disturbing and interesting at the same time. And I say disturbing because I think it's something that's going to affect schools down the line. I also think it's something that will create problems for kids out there, because a lot of them are using this as a way to better themselves in life. And Akron, the University of Akron, is eliminating a couple of sports now because of COVID-19. Yesterday, remember I told you that if you have a sorry team and you have a bad coach, and now you have they have to finish this season, they're going to have a shortened off season to go into next year, there's a good chance that your teams, if they're bad and your owner lost a lot of money, they will make no changes. Because bringing in a new coach, an entire new staff, requires you to swallow some money. And then throw more money away by hiring all the new coaches. And then in a shortened off season, you're implementing new offenses, new defenses, whatever. There's a good chance that because of COVID-19, some of these teams that are already taking on enormous losses, they're going to say, you know what? I'm tired of losing this year. We got to hang on to this coach for one more year. Now, if your coach has an expiring contract, then you're lucky. But if your coach still has a couple of years left on his contract, instead of swallowing those years, they may say, you know what, we got to keep him around one more year and we'll swallow the last year. But we got to get back to normal again, and I got to get money. I got to get money coming in here. So there's a good chance that if your team sucks, you may be stuck with the coach you want to get rid of for one extra year because of all of this. So Akron now, University of Akron followed through on its plan to begin trimming 23% of its athletic budget by eliminating men's golf, cross-country, women's tennis programs. Director of Athletics Larry Williams said in a news conference call that he was not ready to be more specific on the other cuts, but that the football team will need to bear some of the burden. The overall arching goal is to make sure that whatever we do, we try to protect the opportunities that are available to college athletics. The cuts expected to total $4.4 million. Okay? The university is in the process of cutting their $65 million from its $325 million budget by early June through massive reorganizations of academics. And this is going to happen. Remember, football is a loser for a lot of universities. FIU loses its ass on football. FAU also loses its ass on football. They spend a lot of money on football, and they were trying to make it in a way that because of their alumni base, they have a beautiful opportunity to create a hell of a following. But they just have not been able to get their alumni base to pack those stadiums. And universities like that all across the country, and maybe even a private university like the University of Miami, they may get to a point now where they start eliminating some of these sports. Some of these kids, this is the only way they get to college. This is the only way they can afford some of college. Scary, man. When I saw that, and I get it, Akron. I mean, what do you want? You want Jason Taylor to support the damn program? I mean, that's not going to happen. I saw that and I said, okay, this is going to be a trend, and it's going to create more problems down the line for a whole bunch of other kids that had an opportunity or wanted that opportunity or were dying for that opportunity to go out there and, you know, get a scholarship, a half scholarship. I mean, in baseball, it's a half scholarship. It's not, you don't get full scholarships in baseball. I mean,
I think I
read. Has it ever clear your throat? Ever?
I heard that UM has only 4 full scholarships per year. All the other players are halves.
Yeah, they're all halves.
That's it. 4 guys.
Halves. And you got to pay a lot of money that other half. Most of us can't even afford that half. So that's the twisted part about all of this.
What's the U, about 50, 60 a year?
And they made them pretty competitive this year, which is amazing. How Gino did that, got to give him a lot of credit, man. Ton of credit. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105. And if you guys got anything that would clear his throat every single day, please, is there a remedy or something? Because this guy is polluted every freaking day. Okay, we've been doing this for 8.5 months. And for 8.5 months, there's not a time that he doesn't open that mic and it's phlegm-filled. It's freaking amazing. So if anybody has anything to fix his phlegm, please pass it on. Holy crap. Man, it's phlegm-filled activity. By the way, if you're a Judas Priest fan, they are streaming, and I'm going to watch this when I get off the air today. They're streaming a full concert from their Epitaph World Tour for a limited time online. Remember, you had this weekend to watch the Freddie Mercury tribute concert, which was awesome, dude. And then you also had this weekend, they had the Prince concert in Syracuse during the Purple Rain tour. In fact, one of our lovely listeners, Lisa, she said she was at that specific concert. It's pretty cool. I was at the Orange Bowl one for that same tour. So you only have 1 week, okay? If you're a Judas Priest fan, they captured during May 26 in 2012 their performance in London at the Hammersmith Apollo during a series which was named after a track of the group's 76 album, Sad Wings of Destiny. The year-long tour saw the introduction of guitarist Richie Faulkner to the Priest lineup following the sudden retirement of K.K. Downing just 6 weeks before the Trek's launch. Upon announcing the farewell tour, Priest clarified the group's status as the trip was not going to deliver their final shows, but rather their last extensive world tour. So, there you go. By the way, he says we have plans for a new album plus possible future releases, and we would still consider doing the odd live show if it's something special or a great cause. But no more world tours, and you can watch the show there. And they have had tours after that. But Richie Faulkner is a badass. Great addition to the band. Okay, Redeemers of Souls, Firepower. He contributed to both albums, and excellent albums, by the way. For me, Firepower is it's a quiet classic, is how I'm going to call it for Priest. Okay? It'll never be in the Screaming for Vengeance class. It'll never be with British Steel. I get all that. But it's going, to me, in my eyes, it's one of their great albums. It really is, man. I know Turbo is a hell of an album and stuff, but I got to tell you, Firepower is awesome. So there you go. Go to their YouTube page and check out Judas Priest's concert this week. I will definitely be watching that concert myself today. Today, I will check it out. R.I.P. Prince, thank you. Puts in rest in peace, Prince. Thank you for everything. Very nice of you, sir. Man of 1,005 holds. Bill, stop trying to kill Big O with your coughs. Honey, mint tea, and a Ricola cough drop. Bill, take a decongestion every 4 hours. I have the same problem, and that helps me. There you go.
The rain, the last few days, the allergies, it's killing me.
Yeah, what's your excuse for 8 months, bro? It's 8 months, bro. It's not this week. It's not today.
Allergies, man, and asthma.
8 months.
Get you some allergies and
okay.
asthma. You
all right.
see what you
it's
get.
8 months. Every time you open it up, it's phlegm-filled. Phlegm-filled.
Exaggerator.
Bill will come to your house and say, hey, let's have some phlegm-filled fun times. Bill Cowher is like the Bill Preston is the Bill Cowher of broadcasting. It's a phlegm-filled fun time with Bill. You guys looking for a phlegm-filled fun time? Use that tongue twister 10 times. Say it's fun-filled, phlegm-fun-filled, or fun-filled phlegm. Yes?
Say steering wheel cover.
There we go. No phlegm either. Saw Judas Priest last year for the first time at Rockville. Amazing show. Milton, what the hell's wrong with you? We were at Rockville. Why didn't you say hi? Oh, no, this one right here. Or, wait a minute, you said last year. Yeah, we were there. Come on, bro. You got to say hi to us when we're there. What's wrong with you? Judas Priest. Painkiller album, one of my favorites. Yes, Painkiller is a hell of an album. I'm with you. Alexa B says, I have allergies all year.
Well, being here in Florida, there's always something blooming. It's spring and summer, and that's it. That's the problem.
It's okay, Bill. Just no F-bombs.
Nice. That was good.
Man of 1,005 holes says Painkiller is a great one. Yes, it is. There's no doubt Painkiller is one of the classics. All right, we got ourselves a super chat. Boom. Let's do it.
I know that, dude. Where'd you get this?
Super chats.
Oh, gnarly. Awesome.
I think the battery's weak. Look, I think the battery already kind of dying out on me. This has been in the box for like years, and now I whipped it out for the first time. Look. First day out. That
no Energizer Bunny over there, bro.
It's probably phlegm-filled. And Bill, thank you for bringing the topics about humanity into the show when it's needed. Humanity is why sports are compelling. Thank you, Dougie Fresh. I appreciate you as always. Thank you, Dougie. Chiming in strong on the super chat, and of course, chiming in with a strong lunchbox too on top of all of that, which is a beautiful thing. Thank you, Dougie Fresh. Awesome by you on helping us out here. We do want to remind you that the Big O Show is proudly brought to you by EJD Construction. Call Eric right now, folks. If you're looking to fix that house, I'm not talking about a handyman. I'm talking about custom home construction, major home remodeling, and COVID-19, folks. They use gloves and masks along with any OSHA requirements. They arrive for their sales appointments with masks and gloves as well. If you're a first responder, you'll get developers' rates. So call them, 305-318-4978. Call Eric right now. Tell him that Big O sent you. Whatever you want to do, improve that man cave, the kitchen, the front yard, the backyard. You want to add an addition to the house, 2 additions to the house. I don't care, man. Call EJD Construction. You want to build some fancy extension in the back of your house or a fancy clubhouse for your kid? There you go. 305-318-4978. Do they still build clubhouses for kids nowadays? Do parents still do that kind of stuff?
Yes. Actually, my sister and my brother-in-law just did that for the kids up in Tennessee.
Oh, nice.
They got like their own house.
It's
amazing.
That's old school, bro.
You know what it is? You don't have to worry about them keeping. It's their place. You destroy it, whatever. Like, it's your problem.
We had to build our own, man. We had to steal wood from all the other construction sites around the neighborhood, then take it back. Although we built ours in the trees. Always. We didn't build like a tree. We didn't build a regular clubhouse on the floor. Nah. We climbed up and made it a challenge, baby. Build
Anybody
a tree
fall
house.
out of the tree and break their arm?
No,
Nope.
man. We actually we built a pretty sturdy tree house. It stayed up there forever, man. Forever.
As kids, we had certain trees that we would do tricks. We would actually play tree tag. And, of course, doing that, yes, there was several accidents.
Yeah, you just don't want to fall off the tree and land on a root. Ugh, that sucks. Anyway, call Eric before you fall on a root. 305-318-4978 for EJD Construction.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
All righty.
This is the Big O Show.
We take you, of course, till whatever the hell we want to here on the program. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, it's 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. My wife just informed me that the siren, apparently inside it has some batteries. Remember, that thing was in a box for a few years. So I just whipped it out, and the box too. And so I put it last night, and so I got batteries for the remote, and my wife kind of set it up, and it was working. So now you saw how only one of the lights was working. So I told her, and she goes, no, there's batteries inside those lights. So she's like in the process of fixing the siren, and hopefully we'll fix it and we'll have it back. And we'll have our siren back.
Well, we'll definitely have better luck of that happening with her working on it than you working on it, okay?
Oh, for sure.
Let's be honest.
For sure. The blue hat behind Spider-Man. Well, it's not a hat, but okay. The Finn's
They
helmet.
just turned Stanley C. Panther's pants into a hat.
That's awesome. Let's see. What else do we have here? Wrap your yellow mic, Big O, and we'll know it's not that. My favorite office decoration. What else do we have here? So let me get this straight, Big O. Even though Greer has been the GM here since 16, he has not been the GM since 16. It's Tannenbaum that was the GM. All he did was for the last 4 years, he had a lot of say in the draft. Not on trades, not on free agency, none of that. Anyway, Greer has been the GM here since 16 and has been the director of college scouting since 07 to 15. He's only really been the main or even decision maker in this organization since 2019. Seriously? Yes. 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 They kept him around, but they never used his opinions. He wasn't in charge. Now's when he's in charge. Can't you tell? I keep explaining to people this every single time. Look at all the things he's done in the last year. Does it resemble anything like all the other general managers that were here? It's not even close.
Thank the Lord, no.
I mean, he does things that nobody used to do here. That's why you can tell it's completely different. You can tell that they weren't taking his advice. You know what I mean? Anyway, Dougie Fresh, thank you again for the super chat, as always. Big O, new to the show, started watching around January. Could you briefly talk about your journey and how you kind of got to this point in podcasting? Thank you. Wow. So Anthony, like, is this like the first time you ran into me in January? That's what I need to know, first of all, Anthony. So send me that on the YouTube. Is January the first time you ever found out about me, knew me, found out about our show, whatever? Tell me. That's what I need to know.
Was it serious or was it this?
Or no,
Right?
because I'm wondering if he never heard me on QAM, never heard me on any of the other stations, so that's why 640, 940, whatever.
But
over
even
the
in
years.
January, you were doubled. What I'm saying is you're national, or was it here
Yeah.
local, you know?
Yeah. Big O, do you think if Preston stays healthy this year, do you think it helps Devontae? Oh, yeah, for sure. It helps the quarterback more than anything else, my brother. Okay? Anthony says yes. Okay. You know what? Maybe I should tell a story because there's a lot of you probably that are finding. I shouldn't assume that, a lot of you have been with us since the QAM days or whatever, So for those of you that don't know, I've been doing radio in South Florida for 30 years. I was at Radio Acción, 8:30 a.m. 30 years ago. WLQY before that, which was 1320. I did 940 wins for a couple of years. I worked in California with Sports Byline USA in San Francisco for a short time, then came back, and I spent 17 of 21 years at QAM. 4 of those 21, I was at 640. Then I came back to 560 for 4 years. So I was 13 straight years at QAM, then 4 years at 640, then 4 more years at QAM, and then I'm gone. I took on a challenge at a station, 1210. And we're going to develop a format, but unfortunately, it was a disaster. The person that runs it has no idea about radio and wouldn't know radio if it landed on, and no talent and just a total douche. So left that, and I left in August, and I started my podcast right away. I was actually, when I left QAM, that's what I was going to do. I was going to start my podcast then, which I should have, because we would have been over a year on it and we would have been rolling already at this point. So we started the podcast in August and late August, and the rest is history. And we've been at it now for 8.5 months, 9 months almost now. And it's gone really, really well. And so we appreciate everybody like you, Anthony, and everybody else that's actually logged on and supported us. So there you go. That's it. And I didn't want to go back to regular radio, which I did have an opportunity locally, but it wasn't a good opportunity. Even though it was an opportunity, it wasn't a good one. And I had just got out of an opportunity where there is, no hope pretty much. And so I did this instead, and I've always kind of wanted to do this over the last year or two that I've been thinking about it, since I know it's the direction that we're going in. You know what I mean? Because that's how our lives are. Everything is pretty much on demand now. We get home and it's all about Netflix and Hulu and YouTube and all that stuff. So that's why I switched over to this, and so far it's been fantastic, and I haven't been happier, and I think we can actually build something here that's pretty cool. Okay. Let's see. Did you hang out with Sedano? I wouldn't say hang out, but I know Sedano well. We know each other really, really well, and so we're friends. I bring him on my show all the time. We're cool, man. He's a really good dude. We've been together in the same fantasy basketball league for like 20 years. So yeah, Sedano's a really, really good dude. For those of you asking, Super Boom Shack. Raging Dolphin Maniac says, I live in Western New York, so I never heard of you until I found you on YouTube this past February. Interesting. All right. Well, so I guess some of you are new to the mix.
See, thank the wife.
Yeah, she did it. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're back. Yeah.
You could tell it was the wife and not the big O fixing the
Yeah,
siren.
baby. We're back. We're back. We're locked and loaded for Super Chat. Love it. There you go. Figured you need to change the battery after it's stuck there for years. So there you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So we will grow this together, and we will make this what listeners that love the local teams in South Florida, because I can't say just South Florida listeners, because we've got listeners all over the world. It's amazing where we get all the downloads. You know what I'm saying? So the downloads are coming from everywhere. It don't matter if it's Malaysia. It doesn't matter if it's Russia. Okay? We've got listeners all over downloading the show, not just in South Florida. So we appreciate all of you out there. Okay? Ty says 2011 for me because he thought I was a blind-ass fan then. Me and O mostly agree on the Dolphins, and the kinship began. Thank you, Ty. Appreciate you, man. Myron says, remember, O, I told you that you started at the time, then you went to 12:10. Thank you, sir. Let's see. G. Okay, pronouncing this. G. Fuck a carrier, North Carolina. I can say that on this show, but that's how he's got his title. It says listening since second time in 560. Oh, so the second go around in 560. I got you. Big O, are you cool with Levitard? Yeah, I love Levy. Yeah, Levy is super cool. I got nothing against Levy. Matthew Walker says, started listening to you in late 2016. Alexa says, yay, it's working. Yes. M3 says, Milton M3 says, I can remember a time I called you at a Spanish station and asked you about a young linebacker, Brian Cox. Time has passed. Yes. I was in Radio Acción. That was La Ensalada Deportiva that I used to do every single night. Alan D says, started watching back in March when I needed some distraction while working from home. I think I found out about you on Twitter. Well, thank you all. However you found out about us, whatever time you joined on to the show, we thank you all, man. You know? Mrs. Big O gets it done. Oh, man. In ways you can't imagine, my man. Duck Dog 1104 says, been listening for a long time. We're stuck in the middle with you. Love you, bro. That's stuck in the middle of the Dolphins. I like it. I like the saying. William Fonticella says, Big O, so Dolphins opening up facility, we can finally get our hands on Tua. Can't wait, man. It's going to be fun to watch Tua grow into a starting quarterback here for the Dolphins and become that franchise guy. I think it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be one of those great stories. We haven't had one of those stories in a long time. We needed that guy that everybody can gravitate to, you know, and Tua's that guy that you can gravitate to. And that's what you got to love. Let's see. So what's he doing since 2016, talking about Greer? Just staying quiet and giving Tannenbaum and Ross his opinions and not making any decisions? You can't make any decisions if you're not in power, sir. I don't know why you sent me that text. That doesn't make any sense.
You could serve up your opinion and have it shot down.
Yeah. How many of you have worked at a place where you know your boss is doing the wrong thing, but you can't do anything about it? You just got to keep working. How many of you have been told to do something, you knew it was wrong, you knew it wasn't going to work out, but you kept doing it? Why? You're not in charge. So Chris Greer has never been in charge until the last calendar year. He can give a suggestion. He can file a report. It's Randy Mueller meeting Saban to talk draft And Randy says, okay, I've got my reports on all these players. Here you go, coach. And you hand Saban all your reports you've worked so hard on. And then Saban goes, all right, that's good, Randy, but I got my reports here. Here we go. Everything Randy Mueller worked on, flush it right down the damn toilet. Because Saban was going to go with his. So it didn't matter if Randy was the GM. He didn't make any decisions. Saban made all the decisions. You get what I'm saying? I try to explain to people this, and I don't know how it goes in through one ear, it goes out the other, and they still don't understand what I'm saying. Because we've all been in that situation, pretty much. Unless you're like 18 or 25 and you've barely lived a life, maybe you haven't been in that situation. But if you got about 30-something, 40 years, 50, 60 years on your body, trust me, you work somewhere where you knew they didn't know what the hell they were doing, but you had to do it anyway because you're not in charge. Happens all the time. Been with you since Neil Rogers' days on QAM, back when it was a real station. Big oh! Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Amen to when it was a real station. Not the clown show it is now. Big O, so Dolphins opening up facility. I can't wait. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. RVA, Richmond, damn, Big O, 30 years in radio. When you started at 2 years old, really? Enjoy listening to you while driving in Virginia. Love it. Yep, I was 2 years old when I started. Now I'm 32, and it's so good to have so much ahead of me in this business. This dude's smoking the wacky tobacco. That's what Uber Beaner says. Now, are you talking about the guy that emailed me, or are you talking about me? Okay. Flipside Fishing says, I've been listening to you since it was like 06, 07, you and Brandon. Ah, yes. Brandon Rodriguez. Exceptional producer, man. Exceptional dude. Exceptional producer. Exceptional person. Just, a dude that Brandon is a great example of, I reached Brandon's point the last couple of years here. I finally caught up to Brandon. I was in the business. I've been in the business a lot longer than Brandon, but Brandon was tired of radio. Brandon was tired of the politics of radio and all. I mean, Brandon was let go at QAM because CBS was firing people so they can lower the overhead to then sell it to Intercom. Because that's really, CBS only bought their stations from Beasley to then turn them over. They weren't any more interested in the business of radio. So they were just turning over the business. So they go and fire my guy Brandon. They fire Curtis Stevenson. They fired JT Wilcox. I mean, they fired exceptional people, excellent employees, excellent human beings, people that you can trust, people that work hard, people that are loyal. And that's the kind of crap that Brandon was just tired of. He saw it at 640. And luckily we were, able to get out of there to go to QAM. And then obviously the crap show at QAM continued. And then it's gotten worse with Intercom because Intercom ended up buying too many stations. And they don't have the money to run all those stations. They also don't have the people that actually know programming. You know what I mean? They got a lot of really stupid and irresponsible people in this Miami branch. I can't speak about all the other branches, but if they're run like anything here in South Florida, then that's why the company will be filing soon for bankruptcy. It just is what it is, man. It's a brutal business. Don't ever get into radio. I would tell you newspaper, but I think you already figured out the newspapers are dying. I don't think I have to tell you that already. Radio's the next one that's completely dying. It's all podcasting and satellite. That's it. Why? Because on satellite, you only get 8 minutes of commercials in an entire hour. You know what I mean? So, and here, what do I give you? Sometimes I won't even break in an hour. But we'll break every half hour, and we'll break for a couple of minutes, and that's it. We don't bombard you with a ton of commercials. Of course, that's where we're headed. Why do you think I see what's going on? It's all on demand because you guys don't want to sit there listen to an hour programming where 28 minutes of it to 30 minutes of it is commercials, updates, traffic reports, promos. You don't want that. You don't want that. We got some super chatting to do. Yeah. Yeah. It's a beautiful day. Got it back. What? Super chat.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super chat. SM Finn says, what's up, Big O and Bill? Listening to the previous hour podcast, but wanted to check into the show. Some love. Steve in Pensacola. Thank you, Steve, for the love on the super chat, my friend. I appreciate you. Myron Sanchez chiming in on the super chat. Thank you, Myron.
I know that, dude. Where'd you get this?
Super chat.
Oh, gnarly. Awesome. Totally awesome.
Myron says, I wonder who keeps putting 2 thumbs down every day. I wonder Mike Pellegrino and RC305. That's my guess. That's good. Hey, listen, man. That's fine. It's all right. Remember, it's very few downs and tons of ups every day. So that's all that matters. And listen, the fact that the chat board grows every day. We get more and more people on average every day staying in here. Our downloads grow every day. So I am so blessed and so flattered by the amazing support all of you are giving us here. So thank you. So I don't worry about I don't worry about the small little negatives when there's tons of positives, even in a pandemic. Let's see. All right. Well, he was the boss in 18 as Tannenbaum was gone in 17 as well. How are those picks worked out? 18 he was, and Tannenbaum was here, sir. 19 is where he was in charge. But let's keep the facts out. Let's just do that. Alexa says it could be them freaking losers, man. Alex says dislikes do help the YouTube algorithm, though. Oh. I don't mind, dude. That's fine if they want to put a dislike. It's a free world, man. I'm not so touchy. It actually, if you've noticed, it bothers the listeners more than anything else. I never mention it. I read it off you guys, but I don't worry about the dislikes at all. That's fine. I mean, I expect people to not like every once in a while. You know what I mean? It's only normal. You got to be disliked at some expense. We got I think one of our first stickers of the day, Tommy Italian 305 chiming in on the super chat.
I know that, dude. Where'd you get this?
Super chat.
Oh, gnarly. Awesome. Totally awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Tommy, getting a sticker in. Very nice of you. Last Word Production says, what's up, Big O? Love the show. I'm starting my own podcast Thursday. Any advice? Passion. Be honest. People will see it. They will appreciate it. Don't be fake. Don't create controversy when there isn't controversy. One of the first things I told Bill when he's working with me, I said, there's no need to create any kind of drama or any controversy. It will come naturally. So don't try to be the news. Just talk about the news. And again, like I said, brutal honesty. People love brutal honesty. Even if they disagree with it, deep down inside, they know it's the truth and they will appreciate you for it in the long run. I have pissed off so many people over the years, And I think some of you are right on the board right now, and you can probably confirm with me. First couple times you listened to me, first couple times you heard me, I probably said something that as a fan light your ass up and you were pissed. But then as you sat there, you're like, I'm pissed at him for saying the truth. I can't be pissed at him for saying the truth. And then you notice that we say the truth when it's good and we say the truth when it's bad. So that would be my suggestion. Just keep it honest, man. That's all. And I think people will appreciate it and gravitate to that. That's all.
Even try to discuss with this guy a topic like, hey, just to get a feel of where we're going to go. And it's, no, we'll do that when we get on the air.
Right.
We're not going to rehearse or do it. No.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
On the fly.
Yes. Yeah, that's why a lot of people do podcasts, and then they put it out there. They record it, clean it up, and then put it out there. I don't like doing that. I've been doing live radio for 30 years. I'll continue to do live radio, and then we'll podcast it. And if we make mistakes along the way, then mistakes are made, man. If I forgot a story, I lost it. If this guy screws up a soundbite, if the batteries went on in the thing in the middle of it is what it is, man. Okay? Because I'm normal, I'm human, I'm going to make mistakes. I cannot dress this show up and tighten it up and do all the kind of production and make it sound perfect for you. I'm not going to do that. I'd rather it be natural and be, if it's screwed up at that moment, it is what it is, man.
Another thing is being on location. We don't know who's going to walk up, what's going to happen. You're literally on the fly. Here it is.
Yep. William Fontasella. Yeah. Chiming in on it. Super chat.
No way.
Yes way. No way. Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super chat. William says, I think if the Dolphins can build off of last year's success, no reason we can't contend for an AFC East title. Once Brady stepped out, I can't argue with that. I'm with you, William. They got a shot, man. Now, a whole ton of stuff has to fall into place. Okay? Let's not kid ourselves now. Okay, offensive line has got to, it's like Stella. Stella found their groove, right? Well, the offensive line needs to find their groove right away. If you're going to be a playoff team, right away. Not in week 10 or 12. It's got to be right away. If that happens, then yeah, things start to trend in that direction. I would go with you on that one. Joan is chiming in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line 786-322-1105. Love the show, longtime listener. You are the man of Sarasota. What's your favorite cigar? I'm so pumped by my Dolphins this year or next year. Wow, that's a great question, Joan, because I love an Espinosa. I love Padrones. I love a Drew Estates. Like a T52 is an exceptional cigar. Oliva, a Master 3 blend. By the way, the Master 3 blend is an exceptional cigar. It's a box pressed. It may have the prettiest label and the detail in that label is amazing, but the cigar is delicious. So I don't know what mood I'm in, I can always have a Padron. You never go wrong with a Padron. You know what I mean? An Espinosa Crema, Laranja Reserve. Oh, the Laranja Reserve with that Brazilian wrapper knocks it out of the park. A Perdomo. Perdomo is also the 20th anniversary. Is an awesome cigar. So I think it all depends if I'm in a lighter mood. If I'm in a medium body, if I want a full body cigar, it all depends on what I want. Okay? So I can't give you one cigar. I would love to, but it's really hard. Alexa V chiming in on the Super chat. She got me a sticker, too, with the Kit Kat.
I know that, dude. Where'd you get this?
Super chat.
Oh, gnarly.
Alexa, I want to say you sent me another one that had a cat also in the sticker. Are you a cat person? I'm wondering, because you sent me 2 with cats. So I'm wondering. We almost kept a cat ourselves, actually.
You?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because we had a cat here for about a week and a half or 2 weeks. They left a kitten in our bushes. And so I went out to get the mail, and I hear meow, meow, all that. And I'm like, what the hell? Where's that coming from? And so I walk over to the bushes, and I kept hearing the meow. And so I started looking around, and it's this beautiful little gray cat. Okay? I got to tell my wife. I wonder if we had a picture of the cat. See if I still have it. So the cat's there, right? And so now I'm a big animal person. And so all of a sudden I see the cat there, and I go to my wife and my daughter. I go, they left a little kitten in our yard. We got to do something about it. So I went and got some milk, and it would stay hiding. It wouldn't come out. It was really nervous. It was a little tiny kitten. And so the kitten came out a little bit for the milk, and as I walked away, I took a distance. And so for a couple of days, we had the cat hiding there, right? Then all of a sudden, it went and moved over to my daughter's RDX. Now, watch what we did for a week and a half for this cat, okay? So the cat went over to the RDX and jumped inside the engine. Okay? So in the wheel well, actually, not the engine, the wheel well. So we would bring out the food and the water. So for a week and a half, my daughter and my wife used my wife's RDX. So we wouldn't mess with the cat. So then her friend she told her about the cat. And hold on, let me tell my wife to send me a pic of the cat. So anyway, my wife contacts a friend of hers, right? And the cat comes up in the conversation. So she says, my son wants a cat. So we got to convince my husband to bring it home, because the husband's not much of an animal person. She is, and the son is. So the cat is adorable. I mean, super adorable. I'm telling you. And I have 4 dogs. Now, my dogs are pretty cool, and I think if you bring it in, it would come out to the car, and it's on the driveway, and we would sit on the driveway and then call the cat out, and eventually it became friends with us, obviously, because we're feeding it, and we mean no harm. So it came out, we started petting it, all that stuff, so we really befriended the little kitten. So we were able to find somebody that wanted him. So she convinced her husband. So the son is happy. So they came over. They took the cat. The cat's been there now with them for, I don't know, about a week and a half now, 2 weeks. So we were proud of ourselves because, 1, they dumped the cat in our yard. 2, we took care of the cat. And 3, we found it a loving home. So success. Because there was a part of me that I was going to call our friends in Doral. But I just want to make sure that the cat ends up in a good home.
You got a little attached there, buddy.
Yeah, it's an animal.
You had a personal interest in its welfare.
Yes. Alexa says, I like cats, but I love my doggies. Ah, okay, I see. Okay, I saw it. Okay, I got you now. Tommy Italian says, Big O, you see the argument between Thomas and Devontae? Yes, we talked about it earlier on the show. So if you want to rewind, you can go check it out. It's probably already podcasted, right? The Devontae Michael Thomas segment.
You got a good guess there, buddy.
Yeah, it's already podcasted, so you can check it out. Alex says, as of right now, Devontae has to be right to be arguing Mike Thomas. He was great for 1 year. Michael Thomas has been great the moment he stepped onto the field. Yeah, I just love the confidence, like I said earlier. That's what I love about it. All right. Stefano Giulotti says, Big O, I was always curious. QAM let you go because you spoke the truth about Tanacrap, and when he was still on the team. I'm sorry. I don't mean it in a rude way. I have always been interested. Stefano, bro, it's a rite of passage to get fired in our business. It's all good, man. That doesn't affect me at all. Okay? Let me explain something to you what happened to me at QAM. I knew for 11 months I was going to get fired. The second Len Weiner took over, we had a conversation. And I knew right away after that conversation, I told my producer, I said, that guy's firing me. He goes, you're crazy. And I said, trust me, you'll see. And so it was early in the year. And then my option year was coming up at the end of the year. So instead of dealing with the contract stuff, if you let me go early, then you got to pay me, a bunch of money. They waited for the year to run out. And then they had the option to either pick up the final year. And if you pick up the final year, we have to negotiate an extension. If you don't negotiate an extension in your final year, you know it's your final year. That's how it is in every business. If you live out the final year, you're pretty much going to be out the door. So they didn't even pick up the option. So they let me go. But I knew that was going to happen, man. I mean, it is what it is. Trust me, you don't want to work in a place that you know is going to let you go. That you know that the person that they put in charge is making, look at the place. They've fired a bunch of people. And they fire great people, man, all the time. It's a terrible, terrible business. I'm telling you big time. Anyway, so it doesn't bother me, any of that. It really doesn't at all. It's just part of the game, with this. And if you've watched this for 8 months, I'm happier now than I've been, in radio the last, 3, 4, 5 years maybe. It's been hell the last 3, 4, 5 years for me. Because of everything that, like, 640 dealing with the what's it called, with Chapter 11. And then I go to QAM, and it was great at QAM the first year. But then once CBS took over, it was a disaster. And then once Intercom bought it from CBS, it was an even bigger disaster. So, and then I went to 1210, which was a complete joke. So to me, it was just one of those things that progressively it got worse. And that's kind of what this business is. So if you've noticed the last 8 months, you know that I'm different. You can tell. I mean, and you do something here that you've never done at QAM or 640 or anywhere else I've been. They don't do it now at QAM. You get to see my face every day. Because that's one of the things that I wanted to implement at the other station that I was at, is that I wanted live and I wanted camera, not just audio, because I believe in people connecting with the host. And you can do it through audio, because obviously you can connect with people through audio, but on video, it's different. You get a feel for somebody a lot more. I mean, there's nothing to hide here. You know what I mean? In radio, I can just talk to you, and you won't know anything, and I can take your phone call, and I can roll my eyes taking your phone call, and you'll never know. You know what I mean? I can do all kinds of things while I'm off air. Okay? By the way, if you know how to read palms, tell me what my palm says.
And actually...
Will I die by tomorrow?
Actually, no, you better not, man.
Okay. Damn.
And here you're allowed to just blow past breaks.
Right.
Which you do constantly.
Right. Exactly.
38 minutes into our next half hour.
Right.
You do know a half hour is like 30 minutes, not.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just.
Yes.
You're on
It's-
Cuban time, right?
This allows
you're in
me-
Miami, where I grew up in Hialeah. Hey, I'm on Cuban time all my life.
This allows me to do the show however I want, whatever flow I want. I don't have to stop it for a commercial break. We'll get the commercials in. You guys know our sponsors. You'll see it in our videos. You know what I mean? We'll be tomorrow at BSS West Pines. Thursday we'll be at Toyota of Hollywood. Friday we'll be at Craig's Inn Acura. You know? So, yeah, it doesn't bother me whatsoever, man. I'm super happy. I'd rather do it this way. I think, and this way it allows us to actually do a real show and talk about the issues, and I don't have to, worry about it. You know what I mean? So, it's all good. It's all good. R.I.P. Prince T.Y. says, Big O for real. I didn't like you on QAM. Goes to show it was a network issue. Love you now. You are the real deal. I get that all the time, bro. Oh, man, when I started listening to you, I was kind of uncomfortable with the way you were going about things. And, I thought you were negative. But then when I started to realize it, you're just being honest about what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Ian from Brooklyn says, I don't even listen to Crowder and the little whatever anymore. That shtick gets old. No real sports. They do a great job, man. It's a fun show. It's not really a sports show. It's not, but Hawk and Crowder do a really good job, man. I'm not going to pick on those guys. I don't call it as a hardcore sports show because it's not. You know what I mean? Hawk's not a guy that's going to be giving you anything, insight on sports. So but he is great for having fun and screwing off and all that stuff. And if you like that, you're going to love their show. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it. Man, there's a style for everybody.
I was just going to say different strokes for different folks, man.
Hockey
if we were all
going to be very popular, man, for a lot of people.
If we all did the same thing and liked the same thing, man, this place would be boring.
Yeah.
Thank God there's diversity and different wants out there for you,
Yep. Vernon Porter says, Big O, sometimes when you see the writing on the wall, you take heed. That's it, man. That's it. When they let me go, okay, when Len Weiner let me go finally, I looked at him and he goes, well, I want to tell you we're going to make a change and we thank you for your work, but we're not going to pick up your option. I appreciate everything you did. And I looked at him and I go, thank God, man, it's about time you did this. I know this was coming for 11 months. And he looked at me because what employee is ever going to say that? You know what I mean? And he just looked at me and it's like he looked at me and he had nothing to say at that moment because what else are you going to say? You know what I mean? And he just walked out. And then I had the HR guy next to me to sign the paper. The HR guy's got to be there for just in case I lose my crap and I start going postal on people or something. Because, some people do go postal because they lose their job. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the few guys that you're telling me you're releasing me and I start smiling. Okay? Seriously. As he's releasing me, I start smiling. He must have freaked out. All right, great. Thank you, Len. I knew this is coming for 11 months. It's about time. And he had nothing to say. And I looked over to the HR guy. All right, give me my paperwork, man. Let me see. What am I signing here? I had to take one to my agent to make sure I was signing something. I wasn't getting screwed. But outside of that, I was dying to get out, bro. Dying to get out. Okay? Yeah. So to me, this has been the ultimate blessing, is what it's been. So none of you out there will look, put it this way. I know the pandemic now has slowed us down, okay? And hopefully we'll get back on track again. But I left somewhere where then I can start something on my own, make a living on my own, and Bill make a living. So, and once we get past this pandemic, hopefully we can add a little bit more to grow even more. So I'm good, man. I'm good. We were going to be in Vegas. We were going to do a draft show that nobody locally is going to do because they can't. That's the beauty of what we're doing here. You and I are going to build something that they can't do at QAM and 790. Okay? They're not going to be able to go cover the Vegas Summer League. I want to do that. They're not going to be able to cover the NFL draft. We're going to do that. Okay? We're going to do all those kind of things that you would want. If the Marlins get on track and they start to become players, we'll go cover the baseball winter meetings. We're going to do the hardcore sports here. That's what I want to do. Have fun, laugh, enjoy ourselves, screw around, talk music, talk life, talk whatever's going on. But when it comes to sports, let's cover it, man. Let's do what you're supposed to do in a real sports station. So that's what all of this is about. Okay? And when this pandemic is over, hopefully we will grow back, get back a lot of our sponsors, add even more sponsors, get the merchandise going, all this stuff going, and get moving in a direction that we're going to put those stations to shame. Because they're going to look like the joke that they are now, that they don't really cover sports. They don't have any more reporters. I want to get to the point where we also have a reporter. You know what I mean? All of those. I want to do all of those things. But, of course, it takes money. It takes dedication. It takes listeners. It takes all of that. And so we got to build the subscriptions up. We got to build the downloads up. We got to build the viewership up. All of that so then we get all the sponsors in, and then we cover it like we're supposed to cover it. Okay? We got the website already. We got all the equipment. We got our YouTube channel rocking. We're well on our way now. All we got to do is get past this stinking pandemic. I mean, that's the one thing that's hurting all of us and dragging us down is the pandemic. Once we get past that, we'll be happy. All right, let's do this. Let me take a quick break here on the program. We do want to remind you, of course, that Moody's Dental, Invisaligns, yes, sir. This is my last one right here. This is the last one.
This is it. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Go to moody'sdental.com. Go see Eric Moody's, 305-821-0231. If you're in pain right now, you got a cavity, root canal, let's get you out of pain. You can call them for an emergency, 305-821-0231. When we're back to normal again, if you want to straighten out your teeth like I'm doing with Invisalign, they are the Invisalign experts. If you've got an implant you need, they are the experts when it comes to implants. I'm telling you, Eric Moody's and his dad, this family, state-of-the-art equipment, family-owned, spotless. The place is so clean. You're going to love this place. You're going to love the way they embrace you. They take care of you. So call them, 305-821-0231. Make sure you tell them that Big O sent you. They're going to take care of you at moody'sdental.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021. At Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, we back. If you want to get in on the program, you see it right there on the accidentlawfirm.com text line 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on there.
I love the way our third hour is starting at the 2 hour and 35-minute mark.
Yeah.
Only 35 minutes after.
Vernon goes, Big O, you should have done it from a long time, but time and timing. Yes. I mean, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. You know, they give you that corny line, you live, you learn. Sometimes you got to go through hell before you get to heaven, as the song would say. And that's, you know, it is what it is. And look, during this pandemic, it's kind of limited all of us, but it's also been a blessing because a lot of us connected because of the pandemic. You know how many of you have found us because of the pandemic? Because you were home, and instead of working and maybe you wouldn't have been searching, you wouldn't have found us. You know what I mean? That's why I tell you guys all the time, share the link, man. Send it to a friend. Remind your other friends out there that there's more sports talk and more options and things like that. And that's the important part. And we all grow together and have some fun with all of this. That way we all get to hang out one day. Whether it's at the MetLife takeover, whether it's in Vegas for the Raiders game, whether it's going to be in Vegas for an NBA Summer League, whatever it is, man. Okay? And I'm telling you, we're going to be at a Vegas Summer League down the line. You can bet your ass on that. Guaranteed.
San Fran, Denver?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Those are the two trips that are locked together?
Yeah, but those are early in the year.
So you don't
I don't think
we're
we're
going to be that
because of the
advanced and ahead with stuff.
What I'm trying to do is San Fran and Denver are not as conducive to get a bunch of people to hang out if there's no fans in the stands. Vegas is the one where people would still travel to Vegas, hang out in Vegas for a couple days, and watch the Dolphins and Raiders from a bar in Vegas, even if they can't attend the game. Like we all meet at Tommy Rocker's and watch the game there. And I'll just do a pre- and post-game show right from there. You know what I mean? We can do stuff like that. Why? Because Vegas is Vegas. So we all go hang out in Vegas for a couple days. Dolphins kick the Raiders' ass. We're all happy. We go home. Then they kick New England's ass the following week. Season's over. We're in the playoffs. Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry. Anyway, so, you know, things like that. So we want to be there for events like that. But my anticipation is Denver and San Fran. San Fran is great because I get to go hang out with NorCal. Okay? That would be fantastic. But really, in the end, we won't get a major crowd in any of those because people aren't going to travel to Denver or San Fran. But Vegas is the one where people still may travel to. Okay? There's a chance that we could, you know, get people to go to Vegas and do something. That one, I think there's a chance. The problem is early in the season, there still may be so many limitations on travel and fans and all of that. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Flipper13 says, I'll be the Vegas reporter. There you go. You see? People already want to go. You know? Vernon says, whatever happens in Vegas, you know the rest. Tommy Italian says, I haven't been to Vegas yet. I'm going crazy, LOL. See what I mean? So people would like it. Alexa B says, I would travel to San Francisco. I have family there. She goes, I have family in Vegas too. Well, Alexa, you got family in two really cool places to have family, okay? I lived in San Fran. That place is beautiful, man. That is God's country there, bro. I love San Francisco. Man, that is gorgeous. It's such an awesome place. One of my favorite drives of all time was me getting in my 280ZX and leaving Tiburon and driving through the Golden Gate Bridge going into San Francisco. That was one of my favorite drives of all time. I would take off the T-tops every morning and drive into San Francisco. Oh, so good. So good. Loved it. Alexa V says, "Let me know if you go to Vegas. I will book it." All right. Dean G says Vegas is a great place, fun place. That's why I think that even if they don't allow fans in the Coliseum or whatever they call the Oakland Stadium over there in Vegas, I still think we can get a big crowd to go to Vegas. You know what I mean? And you know what? There's some of you out there that you convinced your wives and girlfriends to let you go for the draft thing, and then it didn't happen. Hey, you were going to let me go to the draft. I want to go for this. Boom. That's it. And then 2 years later, we're going to be back at Vegas anyways for the draft. And that'll be legendary. So there you go. Ray says, Big O, I lived in Vegas in the 80s before it got huge. Count me in Vegas, baby. You see? That's where I think we're going to get a great crowd. I think we can get an awesome crowd in Vegas no matter what. Rosendo says, imagine, Big O, driving through Lombard Street. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Go to Haight-Ashbury, trip out with the folks out there. Go to the, what is it called? Is it called the Dead End Bar in Tiburon? In Tiburon, I'm sorry, in Sausalito. When you go into the island of Sausalito, go towards the end of it, okay, and you're as close as you can to the bridge and the water. There's, I think it's called the Dead End Bar. Somebody help me out there. If somebody is listening that lives in San Fran knows what I'm talking about. End of the road bar, dead end bar, or something like that. A little tip for you if you ever go to San Francisco and visit. When you go to San Francisco and visit, late in the afternoon or early evening, the fog starts to set in. If you're at that bar, okay, and you're out at the window looking out at the mountains, you're going to get one of the creepiest, coolest scenes you'll ever see, because the fog comes out on the bay, goes over the mountains, and comes straight at you. So you're at the bar at the bottom of that mountain, and the fog is coming over that mountain and coming down at you. And it's actually a pretty cool sight. So just in case, if somebody help me out, I forgot the name of that bar, the end of the road, the dead end bar, or I forgot. It's something like that. But go. Check that out. Sausalito. I used to live in Tiburon, which is the island. When you get out of San Francisco, you go through the Golden Gate Bridge. The first island is Sausalito. The second island is Tiburon. Speaking of animals, I would get out of over the place. It's a really cool thing. So there you go. John says, when the coronavirus is over, you should invite us to a cookout in your backyard. Everybody should chip in with the food. I don't know about backyard, but we could go somewhere.
Go rent a pavilion at a park.
Or a sports bar where we all meet and get together. I think that would be better. That way we didn't have to cook. They just bring us the food.
See, you don't like to cook. There's some of us that like to cook, like to grill, like to cook out.
Yeah, but that's a lot of people, bro. It's a lot of cooking. You know what I mean?
Hire somebody.
And it's a big mess. We go to a restaurant, I don't have to pick up the mess.
We can pay people.
I got to be honest, bro. Okay? Dougie Fresh says, oh, I will be your panhandle reporter. You know, when you need to interview faith healers, gypsies, hillbillies, or Bigfoot hunters, I've got you. Whoa, Super Boom Shack chiming in on the Super Chat. What? Super Chat.
No way.
Big O. No. Thanks for getting us through the boredom of working from home, man. Thank you very much, man. You drop a super boom on the Super Chat. That is awesome. That's awesome, Super Boom Shack. Thank you, sir. You are awesome. And Dougie Fresh, you are hired as our panhandle report. Although, Dougie Fresh, I got to tell you, bro, next year, you and the wife, okay, if I don't go to a concert in Pensacola to go see Steve Harris, and I'm in Mobile, okay, your ass better be in Mobile to go see us. You better come on by and say hi, okay? I'll treat you to a beer or something, but come on by. We got to hook up next year, Dougie Fresh, okay? And all of you out there, man, if you're ever going to a spot that I'm going, you know, I always want to hook up, always want to meet all of you out there and chat. Alexa V says we can have shots. I'll do one shot, Alexa, okay? He'll do shots, okay? I used to win money on his drinking back in the day. Because they didn't know how much you can drink.
That was a long time ago, man.
I know that, but I mean,
you're making me sound.
You're still making some money. Oh, we were teenagers. I mean, we're very early 20s teenagers. I mean, come on. Oh, we got you. See you then. Thank you, Dougie Fresh. We'll see you there, bro.
Yeah, in your 20s and 30s, you're allowed to be perpetually thirsty.
Yeah. But I never had that in me. I never could do that. I never really could drink a lot. That's never been my thing, dude. He's
safe on that.
I'm sure of that. Flipper13 says, we got plans for tailgates, Finns versus Raiders game with live band. Really, Flipper13? I'm just saying. She's like, Vegas? I said, yeah. Christmas. Vegas. Vegas, baby.
I like that idea of flying out on Christmas night.
Right. Yeah.
And then just staying through, like you said, if we go west, we got to be there for 7 days and just bringing in the new year over there.
Yep. There's the cat right there we got adopted. There you go. See what else we have here? See if we got one. Oh, here we go. And it still doesn't do him justice, by the way. He's got beautiful blue eyes. He's got these cool gray paws. It's like really, really cool.
So he's got gray socks?
Yeah, it's like he's got gray socks. It's a really cute cat, man. Really cute cat. I'm so glad it got a home. Needed that, man. I think every animal should have a home. It is one of the coolest things every night. Or this afternoon when I'm done, I'll go downstairs. I'm going to watch that Judas Priest concert, and I know I'm going to have 1, 2, or 3 dogs on top of me. You know what I mean? And they're all over you, and they love you like it's going out of style. It is a beautiful thing, man. So there's the cat. I was telling the wife to send me a couple of pics to get him in there. There you go.
And the thing that's cool is it's a friend, so you'll be able to have
yes,
see the cat grow and everything, man.
My wife's best. So my wife had to change schools, and she changed schools too. But they've been friends for freaking ever, dude. So yeah, that's the other thing that it's
sounds
not,
like us,
right? Yeah, exactly. Well, we're a little longer, but yes, kind of like that. Yeah, yep, no doubt. I wanted to talk about this on the football side. Free agents. And Miami has kind of you know what? I'll bring one of my dogs during the break, John. You guys want to see? I don't know if I can bring 1 or 2 or whatever. I'll try to bring some of my dogs on the air. I can't bring my big dog. Okay? There's no way I can bring Maiden in here. Okay? Maiden is just... She's 70 pounds.
She's gargantuan.
No, she's 70 pounds, but she's a puppy who's approaching her 4th year. Like, she's got energy, like it's out of style, dude. She's beautiful, she's awesome, but man, she is I can't handle her here. One day I'll get her on the air. One day I'll get her when I'm in a position. The little ones I can all bring on. So I can do that. I don't know. Although Flash, I don't know, may start barking at Bill. It's weird. Bill comes in every day. Ollie's Mr. Love, so he's kind of already figured it out.
Oh, when I went to the restaurant, Ollie's standing there wanting me to pet.
Yeah, Ollie's Mr. Love. If you ever watched that or listened to that Olivia Munn commercial, is it Mum or Munn? Olivia Munn. That commercial, she talks about her dogs and how she said, I mean, it's just amazing. I'll do it after the break. I'll bring my dogs in. I'll bring a couple dogs up. Anyway, free agents. It's an amazing story, right? Because there's some pretty good players out there, and if some teams need certain guys to get over the top. Now, the Dolphins aren't the kind of team that is looking for a player to get over the top. But the Dolphins can always add players all over their roster to get better, correct? And so you see Jason Peters out there at left tackle. Not that I want him for the Dolphins. He's 38 years old. But if you are a team that has some depth issues at the line and you need a tackle, Peters, I think, would be a guy that you could add. Again, it's a 1-year run that you're trying to make to the Super Bowl. Okay, and you think you're a Super Bowl team and your current left tackle's a little shaky. Peters can also be shaky too at his age, okay? He's gained a lot of weight on that 38-year-old frame. But it's still kind of amazing that with his experience, he's still available. Everson Griffin had 8 sacks last year. I know he's like 31, but again, if you need an extra guy to get over the top, it's pretty amazing to me that a guy like this, who's a pro's pro, is available. Lamar Miller is available, but he's kind of a middle-of-the-road, average at best type of running back anyway. So I don't know who's going to end up signing him. Clay Matthews, a guy that is on the decline in his career. He's seen his better days. He did have 8 sacks last year, so it's not like he can't be productive. But it's interesting that with his leadership, his experience, he's still effective as a player. He's still available. And then the guy that I really want for the Miami, $7 million is not really a lot. Miami has the cap space. Now, I don't know if he's weighing his options. Is he waiting for a team that's more of a contender at his point in his career? Maybe he wants to play for a contender, and Miami's not a contender. But it is an interesting list of free agents that are available. And one of them that I would really love is Warford. Because Miami has a lot of young guards. Dieter's a young guard. Robert Hunt may be playing right tackle, but if he's playing guard, he needs to learn. You know what I'm saying? What's the name of the other kid that they got in the draft? Now I'm brain farting, and let me look at my damn notes, and I can cheat and follow because I'm now forgetting his damn name. Here it is. Here we go. Where is it? Who's the other? Oh, Kinley. Solomon Kinley is the other guy that I'm thinking of. So you've got Dieter, you've got Kinley, you've got Hunt. Okay? These are all guys that need to have an experienced Warford around. And Warford, and again, I don't know if Miami, they've been so smart at everything that they're doing pretty much, that I wouldn't be surprised if this is also the hurdle for Miami in signing Warford. Maybe remember I told you I only want a 1 or 2 year deal with Warford. Maybe he's looking for that final 3-4 year big deal, a signing bonus up front, and Miami isn't willing to give that. Maybe they're only offering a 1 or 2 year deal because it's what I want. I want Warford to be here to be a transitional player. If Dieter's ready in week 4 to replace you, then he replaces you. If he's not ready to replace you the whole year, then you play Warford. If Hunt is ready to replace you, or Solomon Kinley or whatever is ready to replace you in week 1, 5, 12, or 17, or next year, then so be it. But I want you to be there to play the spot and fill in, but you're not the long-term answer. You're there to help groom the next guy and make the transition smooth. That's the way I would look at it. That's why for me, when I see this list of free agent players that are available, And those of you that have playoff aspirations, this helps my playoff aspirations. Because what have I told you? You know, I can realistically see Miami challenging for a playoff spot in this division if the line's playing well. Now, for me to ask young guys, quick transition, let's go. That's just not fair. That's just not fair. But I can ask Larry Warford to come in and play well and be good. I can demand that. I can expect that. And then when I'm getting it, I'm getting those guys to learn from Warford. So now I'm doing two things. My team is on top. My team is playing at its best while it's developing young guys. That's how I want it. Maybe that's the hurdle right now. Warford might be looking for a longer-term deal. I'm not sure. Lisa Rose is in the house, but more importantly, we need to have a ginormous meeting at the Hall of Fame. Okay? We need to grab every Dolph fan possible that's going to be in the area that day, meet us at the Hall of Fame. We all go in the Hall of Fame, and we all surround Shula and Marino's busts and take pictures. Right? Come on. Doesn't get better than that. Right? And you know what? In fact, we're going to film a video, and we're all going to be singing the Miami Dolphin fight song around Don Shula's bust. Is that a promise or what, Dolph fans? Can we do it together?
That sounds really cool, man.
Of course it does.
Yes.
You know, that will go viral worldwide with Dolphin fans everywhere. Okay? We're going to sing the Dolphin fight. I'm getting chills. I'm getting goosebumps. How about that? We're going to sing the Dolphin fight song together surrounding Shula's bust at the Hall of Fame next year. Okay? That's how we're going to do it. So, next year, plan on going out to Cleveland for the draft and hanging out with all of us. You're more than welcome to come with me to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, too. Okay? But I got to go to that. Definitely. But I'm telling you, we're surrounding Shula's bust, and we're singing the Dolphin fight song together. Okay? Guaranteed. Tommy Italian says Hunt is going to be a future Pro Bowler or future All-Pro. I hope so, man. I hope so. Let's see. I'm in, but Bill has to wear a welding mask. Yeah, I'm with you. That he's singing, and then there's one guy in a welding mask. We all know who is in that welding mask. So it'll be good. I like it. I like it, Dougie Fresh. It's good there. Alexa B says, why don't we book our flights together? Let's do it. I got no problem with that. All of us leaving out of South Florida together. That'd be fantastic.
A plane full of all of us?
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be really cool.
I think it'll be great. I think it'll be fantastic. I think the more of us that hang out together, the better.
Yes, totally concur.
The experience will be better. If we're all in ginormous Dolphin groups or group, you know, and we raid bars and restaurants and we raid the Hall of Fame, come on. That'll be the coolest thing. You guys know it. Couple hundred Dolphin fans surrounding Shula's bust, singing the fight song. That'll be badass. All right? Big O, have you seen British Lion? Yeah, man. I saw him in Pensacola. Saw him in Pensacola and in Fort Lauderdale. They were here at Revolution Live, and we saw him at Pensacola the week of the Senior Bowl. We took a break. Was it Monday or Tuesday when we got there? I want to say it was like Monday. It was like right in the early in the week, right?
It was the night we drove up.
Right, yes.
We checked in.
We
drove out of Florida.
Right.
Got into Alabama.
Right, yes.
Got in the hotel, got situated, turned around, jumped in the car, and drove back to Florida.
Right, which is, it's a joke. I mean, let's not make it sound like it's a real drive. It's like a 40-minute drive from Mobile to Pensacola. So it's a joke, okay? It's not like a big drive.
No,
but
but
we had just driven from Miami. That's what he's saying. So, yes, that's right.
it wasn't enough driving from Miami to Mobile. We had to get back in the car and do some more driving.
Robert Gonzalez has the right attitude. Drop the Greer bashing and watch the magic happen. I don't understand the Greer bashing. In the last year, the dude gave you what could be a really good coach in Flores. We need one more year. This year we see Flores kick ass again. We'll feel great. And then he drafted Tua. I don't understand how anybody would bash Greer. Like right now, we may have our coach and quarterback. It's the weirdest thing. I don't get it, man. I don't understand it.
That's not misinformed, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's all it is.
Yeah. All right, let me take a quick break. We'll be right back with Doggies right here on the Big O Show.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021. At Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com.
Luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, we're back. So let's introduce you here. All right. First of all, this is Ziggy. There you go. This is Ziggy. Say hi, Ziggy. How you doing? Tell him. Tell him, Ziggy. Tell him you're doing all right. So this is Ziggy right here. He has got the Napoleon complex like nobody else. He weighs about, 3.5 pounds, 4 pounds maybe, max. Now he thinks he weighs 400 pounds and will attack anything and anyone. This little dog here has the sensor of I don't know what. I mean, like your car may sense like a car upcoming like 5 feet away, 50 feet away. This dog will sense people that are 100 yards away from the house, and he's already barking.
Isn't Ziggy
He's
the
at
one?
the door, just ready to attack you, even though you can stomp on him like in 2 seconds, and like he'll never be a factor. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't Ziggy the one that nipped me that day?
No, it was Flash.
It was Flash.
Flash, yes.
That's killer.
Yes.
Flash is killer.
Flash is the killer. Flash is the bigger of the 3 little ones. This is Ollie. This is Ollie right here. He's our short-haired Chihuahua. He is Mr. Love, okay? This dog just wants to be loved the entire time. He will love you, I mean, endless, okay? Right? He hangs out with his tongue out all the time. See? The tongue is always out. He always hangs out that way. Right, Ollie? Tell him, Ollie. Say hi, Ollie. So there you go. These are two of my two of my 4 doggies. I have Flash downstairs, and I have Maiden. Give me kisses. Thank you. Thank you. There you go. So there you go. These are my doggies, or 2 of them at least. And these guys are just the best to hang out with. They are. How about that? You guys aren't contributing much. You're not talking much. You're not telling the people about hanging out here. You're just giving me kisses.
You got stage fright, man.
Yeah. No, he's just giving me kisses. That's all. That's Felgam miles away. What is Felgam? Milton, you're too smart for me, my man. Dean G says, "Oh my God, you have to get Ollie a Tua jersey." That would be actually pretty cool. A doggy Tua jersey. I would like that. That's pretty cool. Man of 1,005 holds. Ask the Dolphins to sign Ziggy. We need someone to rush the quarterback. Yeah, Ziggy will get after him. I mean, Ziggy is mean. He'll stand on the corner and he'll just, good boy. May says, "Hey, Ziggy, love your dogs, Big O. Thank you. I love them more. Thank you, Leticia." Oh, Leticia and Shelly. 2 more ladies. Well, thank you, ladies. The ladies are chiming in. There we go. We got lots of ladies listening to the show. So there you go. All adopted, by the way. All 4 of our dogs are adopted dogs. Just so you'll know. Okay? And Tommy Italian in the super chat. Thank you, Tommy Italian, for the cute dogs. He's chiming in. What? Super chat.
No way.
Yes way. No way. Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super chat. There you go. The super chat, baby. I love it. I love it. By the way, if you're a Bruce Springsteen fan, I do want to tell you, you want to hear an interesting show coming up, Bill? You're going to freak out on this show. Seriously.
What do we got, man?
Okay. Dropkick Murphys will stream a performance from an empty Fenway Park in Boston with Bruce Springsteen sitting in on 2 songs. The show will take place on May 29th at 6 p.m. That's right. The Irish punk band wrote on Facebook, "We're going to be the first band in history to play right on the dirt and grass infield diamond, and we'll be doing it for free for the best fans in the world." They noted that the free live stream will have no audience in the stands. There's another first. No band has ever played a full show in an empty sports stadium. That means you get to take part in this show with your rowdy kids and neighbors right from your own living room and backyard. Dropkick Murphys from there. The Fenway double play will also feature Springsteen, who will join the band from a remote location. They'll perform a track from each of their catalogs together. Springsteen has recorded with Dropkick Murphys on a couple of occasions, a cover of Peg My Heart on the 2011 album Going Out in Style, and Rose Tattoo from the 2013 EP that raised money for victims of the Boston Marathon bombing. So how about that? It's a combination that you would never think of, Dropkick Murphys and Bruce Springsteen. Okay?
No, especially the Boston, New Jersey, New York. Yeah, that's usually not one that mixes well.
No, you're right. I mean, I got to tell you, man, that's some good stuff there. We got some more super chatting going on. You guys are amazing on the super chat. I mean, really, Alexa.
I know that, dude.
She chimes in.
Where'd you get this?
Super chat.
Oh, gnarly.
Awesome. Totally awesome. I'm getting a shower from Ollie here with all the licks. Alexa says, "Oh, tell your doggies I say hi." They're here, and they say hi back. Hi. And then we've got Julius 305 on the super chat. He says, "This show helps me get through these crazy days, so just take my daily subscription money, Big O." Thank you, Julius 305. You're amazing, man. I appreciate you as always. chiming in. And thank you, Alexa, as always, chiming in. Our doggies, thank you immensely. Right, guys? Right? There you go. So it's a beautiful thing. The other thing on the music side that you might be interested in, Metallica has got an interesting record and combination for you. And this is pretty cool. Metallica has launched a limited version of their blackened whiskey. The difference in this new batch has to do with the music that's played during the aging process. After the band announced Blackened in early 2018, it was revealed that Metallica's playlist blasts in the room where the black brandy casks are stored. This allows the whiskey to seep deeper into the barrels, which enhances the flavor. According to a press release, the playlist for the new batch 100 was curated by master distiller and blender Rob Dietrich. The first time someone outside the band has chosen the songs, you can check out the playlist below. When I look at Rob's playlist, I love the selections. I love the variety. Lars Ulrich says, I love that he's gone for 2 deeper live tracks from the Damaged Justice tour. I love seeing both the Binge and Purge and Through the Never eras represented, and even tapped the Helping Hands album. So it's clear he's not a part-timer. So that's pretty cool. So if you are a Metallica fan and you this is like a collector's item, basically. That's kind of the way I would look at it. I don't know how much more special, the whiskey's going to be overall, but I will say this. It is going to be a collector's type item. So that's something that you might be able to keep. And, down the line, if you want to sell it, and you can sell it for a couple of extra bucks than what you bought it for. Bruce Springsteen and Dropkick Murphys. That is absolutely odd right there. That's a combination that I would not expect whatsoever. Now, I don't know if you guys saw this. Are you a Big Three fan, Bill? I don't think I've ever heard you talk about the Big Three, that you watch the Big Three or anything like that. No, right?
Can't say that I have.
Okay. So I don't know how many of you watch Big Three basketball, Ice Cube's league. So Ice Cube's league has officially thrown in the towel for the 2020 season, but they're adamant that they will return next season. I got to tell you something. I've been so wrong about this league. One, I didn't think it would get past the first year. I thought it was going to be a joke. Now, I still don't watch it. I still have no interest in watching over-the-hill basketball players play half court and try to keep their bodies together. But apparently there's a market for it. I mean, that's the only thing I can say, that there's a lot of you that are interested in the Big Three. So it says, due to a confluence of issues, including safety, uncertainty of testing, changing government regulations, insurance and liability issues, sponsor and advertising challenges of their own, and the changing nature of the virus itself, the decision was made to focus on a great return in 2021, the league announced, which, by the way, is really, really smart on their part. The part that caught me, and this is why I kind of have to talk about another sport, it says, due to a confluence of issues, including safety, uncertainty of testing. Did you guys catch what baseball wants to do? They're talking about checking the temperature of the players twice a day. That doesn't help you. You can be asymptomatic and not have any fever whatsoever. To me, that's where sports is rushing and being irresponsible. Here's where the Big Three is being very responsible. I've said it over and over and over again. If you're going to get these players together and you're going to lock them up somewhere and they're all going to be in one city, one place all together, you need to test them twice a day. Not check their temperature, but test them. Real COVID tests twice a day. That's how you got a shot at controlling the virus and keeping it away from the majority of the population. Taking temperature. You're right? See, there you go. Ollie's totally against it while he's kissing me. He's so lovable. He is the most lovable little dog in the world. He is. Why do dogs make you talk funny? Huh? What is it about dogs that they make you want to act like an idiot? What is it about that? Holly, what is it about that? What is it about folks like you that make us act silly? Huh? Anyway, so to me, that's what stood out. That they're not going to, in baseball, they don't have the test ready. And if you don't have the tests, then you can't do it. You shouldn't do it. Don't get in trouble now, Ziggy. Okay. Ziggy's making himself comfortable now. Congratulations to Ice-T being smart and doing, the responsible thing. Troy T says, because they're cute little babies. Fib and Flower says, when do you think they will lift the quarantine in Nebraska, good sir? I have no idea. You're in Nebraska. I have no idea. I don't even know when they're lifting it for us here in South Florida. So I am not the person to ask Vib and Flower about Nebraska. Alexa says, I use the same voice. I know, right? They make you look silly, don't they? You can have it in 2 weeks before you even know it. Exactly. Ty says, I get tested at my clinic 3 times a week. Wow. Damn. I'm jealous. I'm dying to have just one test. You can be infected and have no fever. I know. That's why to me, when I heard baseball once, we'll check their temperature twice a day. Do you know anything about this? Is that what your experts are telling you? Because if that's what they're telling you, then baseball is going to have a major problem with this coronavirus. Okay? Major problem. What's up, little boy? What do you think of the folks out there? Huh? You see, he will stay in your arms. He won't move. He loves to be hugged and held and cuddled and all that stuff. He will never move. This one will get fidgety, and so will Flash. This one, what he likes is chest massages. So you come at him, he'll turn over on his back, and he'll want you to rub his chest. That's Ziggy. That's how you get to Ziggy's heart. You rub his chest. He loves it. There you go. Crazy stuff. That's these little guys. That's what they do to you. They make you act really, really silly. I think it was a baseball. Let me see. I think it was a baseball. So he threw a baseball through a moving car. And it was a Tesla, right? So this is on the TMZ website, right? So I'll show you here, the TMZ site. And then you see, boom, the car goes by, and he throws it right through the window. Now, the problem with that video, at least for me personally, okay, the problem with that video for me is I'm not impressed that he threw a ball through a moving Tesla that was going, I don't know, maybe 5-8 miles an hour. You're a pitcher. You should have the kind of aim to go through the window. Now, I'll tell you what I did a long time ago, okay? We were at the park hanging out, all right? Now, it wasn't like I was trying to do this shot, so obviously there was a little bit of luck involved in it, but I was trying to do some of the shot. I'll explain. So I've got a football in my hand, okay? And so we had a buddy of ours that was screwing off in his car, and he passed by a couple of times, screwing off. So on the next time that he went around, I said, I'm going to throw this football into the car. Now, he's going at a higher rate of speed, 35, 40 miles an hour, something like that. I crap you not, okay? He comes racing around the corner. As he crosses us, I throw the football. It goes through both windows. He told me the football cut right in front of his nose. So I had good aim because I was trying to hit him. Because that's what I said. I go, I'm going to hit him with the football when he goes by. Because he had the windows down. Freaking ball went right through. So that's where I look at Hunter Green's shot and his toss, and like it's 5 miles an hour, bro. Anybody can do that. That's not that hard. Try a football, baby, 35, 40 miles an hour with a car speeding by. Ha! Oh, and that Tesla had nobody inside the car. My car, somebody was driving on it. How about that? I know I got lucky, but I'm just saying I got lucky. I did better than, some trick shot that you're going to call insane. That's not an insane trick shot.
Nice work there, Mr. Chisel Chest.
Yeah, that's right. That's one of those trick shots you'll never, ever do again, bro. You know what I mean? Think about that. It's a football. Somebody was driving the damn car. So you didn't have both windows just clear. You had to get it even in a tighter window, per se. And we weaved it right into that window. Okay? Now, could I ever do that shot again? No. Of course not. But what the hell? I was just saying, I'm not impressed. All right, Hunter Green? I'm not impressed, buddy. That's all. Not impressed by your throw. They can also be staged. The ball can go through the first window and inside, and he might have had a second ball in his hand to pretend he caught it. No, Vibin, no, he did it. You can see it. There's somebody on the other side catching, but it's slow. I think you can do it. I think Bill can do it. I think almost anybody can do that throw. That wasn't that difficult because the car was going slow. If it was going at a higher rate of speed, I would be more impressed. But at the slow rate of speed that it was going, I wasn't that impressed. Not by a Major League Baseball player. You should have that aim with no problem. You know what I mean? Super Boom Shack says they opened up Universal City Walk and they're checking temperatures. I will wait. Exactly. You checking temperatures? You can't do that, man. That's not enough. Ian from Brooklyn says, yeah, that's not impressive. Oh, a baseball is a small car window in a wide. I'm with you, man. It's not that difficult to make the throw that he made. It's not, and especially if you're a Major League Baseball pitcher. George says, enjoying the show. Hail Purdue. There you go. Mr. Curtis Painter chiming in the house. I love it. Well, Drew Brees and Bob Greasy. So, it's not the only Purdue guys chiming in the house. What else do we have to talk about here on the program? Oh, did you guys see the Nebraska football players? I thought this was a story that was kind of odd. So a couple of Nebraska football players could be in some hot water. Okay, you got to listen to this story. Listen. Before I pick on these kids, they're kids, and all of us when we were 19, 20, 21, we were doing some stupid things. So I'm 53 now. I still do stupid things. I wouldn't be surprised if I was this dumb to do some of the things they're doing. You know what I mean? Back in the day. Hell, I might even do it now. No, I wouldn't, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so a couple of Nebraska football players could be in some trouble after being busted for throwing a party in their home over the weekend. All right, they're 21-year-olds, right? Two football players, 21-year-old Corbin Ruth and 19-year-old Riley Moses, were cited for maintaining a disorderly house after being called to their home near 14th and Fletcher on a loud party complaint. This wasn't the first time the two had the cops show up at their houses either. Per the report, Ruth and Moses had the police at their home May 7th. At the time, they were educated about the gathering restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic. On Sunday night, more than 10 people were in the home. Some of them were minors, including Moses. Neighbors told the news station that parties are frequent at this address. As a result of this latest incident, the police report will be forwarded to the Lincoln-Lancaster County Health Department. It will determine whether a pandemic enforcement citation will be issued to Ruth and Moses. Per the report, Nebraska Athletic Department has yet to issue a response to this incident. I mean, it's kids, so you expect them to do stupid things. Are we shocked that kids in a college campus are having parties, even in a pandemic? You know, which sounds, for those of us, it's like weird that we would do something like that because we're adults. But you're 19 or 21. You're on your own. You're away from your parents. You know what I mean? Although, I'm thinking about this. Are those kids that are living there already, or wouldn't a lot of kids already go back home and just do their work online? Because I doubt any of the kids are living at dorms or at frat houses right now, right? I don't know. You know that? I'm not sure, actually.
Maybe they live off campus.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it's one of those. But that's, wow. I mean, not surprised, right? It's easy to pick on the kids, but, I mean, who's shocked that a 19 or 21-year-old is having, parties? Come on. Anyway, you guys want to wrap it up? Huh? You want to wrap it up? See? Tongue's always out. Always out. I usually have fun and grab the tongue, see, and it goes back in. Then I'll wait, and then, see, it'll come back out again. Come back out again. I'm trying to grab it. He's so sweet. Anyway, we got to wrap it up here on the show. We got to thank Bill and Philippe, as always, doing it right. We thank all of you out there, as always, chiming in on the Super Chat. Yeah, Drubo, Gus13, 88, EM88, Ty in the Bronx, Dougie Fresh, Myron Sanchez, SM Fins, Tommy Italian 305 chiming in a couple times, William Fonticella, Alexa V chiming in a couple times, Super Boom Shack with the bomb today. Tommy Italian did it twice today, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. And Julius 305, as always, we thank you. Yeah, there we go. See, I told you. See, they're barking. They're barking. What are you barking at? What are you barking at now? See, I told you. He's got it going. See, he's mad now. He's mad. Go ahead. Give us a growl. Give us a growl. Give us a growl. See? Small movement, and this guy's ready to attack. Okay? See? Who the hell needs bodyguards when you got Ziggy? Ziggy's ready to attack. Get him, Ziggy. Get him. Get him. Come on, man. I want you to bark now. I don't want to bark now. Anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be at VSS West Pines. Okay? So we shall see you tomorrow. You all be good out there. Be safe. Much love. Mucho amor. Be safe, okay? Stay away from parties.